Hello and welcome to Chaotic Questers, a channel dedicated to chaos adventurers who love to quest. Now, if you're new to the channel, we are now on episode 3, and let me introduce you to our wonderful adventurers. First up, we've got, who are we going to introduce first? Do you know what? I forgot last time, so let's first welcome our Dungeon Master, Tim, who's probably had enough of us already, even though it's been 3 episodes. And next up, we have Sunny Boy, Son Ike, who is our resident rogue, who likes to be snicky. We also have Piety and her companion, Didge, who is looking after us today in Twitch chat. So if you have any questions or want to know more about channel, just hit Didge up and he will be more than happy to help. Last up, we also have... Sorry, you're looking at me and it's throwing me off. I totally didn't forget your name. Salison, our paladin.
I would just stare at you.
I just stare at I can feel the gaze on me. So yeah, Salison is our paladin who... I don't know, he hasn't really healed me because I'm such a good fighter and I'm so brave.
She gets in the way.
Not get frightened.
She's about the same size as a door.
Yeah, I'm the same size as this drink right here. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well and look forward to tonight's stream.
Right, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Streamplify, our main sponsor, because they've given us all the kit that we need to get up and running. It's a fantastic kit, and it brings us all to you in glorious Technicolor in high definition. I'd also like to forget.
I'd also
like to forget.
We'd like to forget the people that have helped us.
I'd like to forget. I would like to forget. That's what the brandy's going to come in useful for later. But more of that later. I would mention the maps that we don't have today, but the maps we normally would have. I'd like to thank Forgotten Adventures and Dungeon Draft. Yeah, there was a mishap. I'll let the DM
I wonder why we don't have
any maps. That's why I'd forgotten about the maps. I will tell you that for sure. And last but not least, Sirenscape for providing the music for us. It's very atmospheric, as you, I'm sure, will agree. And now I'll hand you over to CJ.
Yay! Everyone's
CJ.
favourite walk. But yeah, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. Thanks for all the follows. Thanks for all the subs. Last week we could actually have subscribers, and so many of you did. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who donated as well. You really didn't have to, but it's going to help us get.
Yes, you do.
Oh, what a surprise! We got treasure last week. So that should be enough. But no, we appreciate it. It's going to help us moving on in the future to give you more interaction, better quality streams and everything like that, and hopefully
can't get better than this, surely.
Well, in person, there is plans to do in person and having figures and everything like that. So that goes towards all of that. So we do appreciate it all. Obviously, you can get more information by using the little chat in our Didge. Chaotic Didge is our bot. You can do D20 rolls. You can find out about our characters. So if you type an exclamation mark in the character name, just the first name, you can find out all of their stats in D&D Beyond. You can do D20 rolls and join in the game with us. You can do so much. And you can also get the infamous kill count. So, yeah. But I'm not going to update the kill count during the stream. We'll only get it updated at the end.
Oh, is that because I'm in the lead?
Yes. So, talking about last week, let's find out from Annabelle what actually happened in case you didn't watch. And how dare you not? But yeah.
Right. So, session 13 for us, a second stream live. We had a good start as we got inspiration, which we learned that we could give to someone else, which was very handy. We split stealth the party as we look at this new fortress before us. Piety wild shapes, hedgehog style. Son can see flickering torchlight inside the building. He does warn the others. However, the lioness isn't stealthy. Son picks the lock into the keep. There is a window at the very back with a purplish green light on it. The hedgehog O'Hara decides to go on the ceiling. What a feeling. and there's a corridor here with a door. Everyone comes inside because it's fucking cold, and the lioness tries to listen for voices. We hear some mumbling, but the Sal and lioness still aren't quite quiet. Son sneaks and tries to stab the people who heard us around the corner, and we start fighting. Son assassinates and sneak attacks. The door opens in the south, and Sal goes and takes a hot hit on the guy in the south room. Lioness goes and also joins the fray whilst raging, and decides to go and second smack the black dragonborn. Son stabs the female, who is tanned of skin, about 2'9" but he kills her anyway. Sal tries to even hit with inspiration, but doesn't quite manage it. The rug comes to life and starts wrapping around him, but you gotta shrug a rug. Piety shield, stabby, the flame blade cuts at the ready. Son longbows and starts piercing some lungs. Sal, natural fucking 20, the fucking rug. Lioness gets in on this and blows her horn. Son snipes that shit. The lioness tries to hit Piety under command, thank God for shield. Sal is slowly being smothered by the rug. The lioness blows her horn for a second time and does not explode. The female human curses that she can't command the lioness anymore. Piety flame blades the ethereal monster fucker, and Son snipes the rug and sneak attacks to get Sal free. However, he totally hurt him as well. Fuck. Sal gonna try and escape again. Piety is swift with the green flame blade and defiles the dragonborn thingy guy. Son attacks the rug and finally frees Sal. He rips it to pieces and makes himself a really nice scarf. We get a psychic attack. Ow! Sal has healing hands quite nicely while the lioness fires at this creature. And we see she sees a certain 5-headed angry goddess. Son snipes the target, but doesn't quite kill them, whilst the black dragonborn grabs Piety and says, "We are everywhere," and then disappears. We get a load of shit, including the spell scroll, Dimension Door, which I got excited about. Ring of Protection to the lioness. The lioness decides to search the rest of the building and smashes through a wall. Son breaks the door to annoy the lioness, and then she trips him. The lioness keeps searching the room, completely desiccated skeleton in the crypt. She gets a very pretty signet ring from it with a shield and a cross. That's the Ring of Protection. Sal finds a letter and reads it. 2 weeks' time, there is a planned assassination against twin duo Goliath that run the Shattermount Colosseum. I may have wrote that down wrong. After the culling against the Sea of Undead. It's in date. Also, we find a book, a really, really old book, 2,000-year-old book, a ritual to cast and imbued a benefit every 30 days. Sal and the lioness decide to have a short rest while Piety and Son go exploring. There is a altar to a young adult dragon. There is a bound metal and leather tome with a very nice seat. There's a lot of chain in this room, lol, bondage. Purple, green, red, and yellow, so much blood. She takes the book. She takes some of the chain. She gets 35 foot of black iron chain. She checks the ritual circle to see what's going on, and it's a teleportation circle, and she knows the coordinates. Not that she knows where the coordinates are. Because she decides not to go in it, she sulks and licks the mushrooms and starts to have a real bad trip for about 40 minutes. The lioness cuddles her, and Son and Sal confiscate her mushrooms. But they go and check the other rooms, and parts of them are exposed to the tundra. They find stairs up a tower, and it's been practically partially destroyed. Would have been a really good place for a boss battle. They go check another room, which is a giant ass phase spider. Lioness starts getting all the cobwebs on fire, and we find another corpse in there. The phase spider phases in front of Sal. Son snipes at the spider. Sal divine smites the spider. 'Tis a good smite. He kills it. And looks glorious with his scarf of billowing. They find the dragon's hoard. Son looks at this hoard, and by fucking God, we're rich.
Woo!
The Astracon Gladiatorial Competition is where they've inserted a team to the letter. It's a moving fortress. We all go on the teleportation circle anyway, holding hands. We arrive in a stone basement, and it's dark. We do not recognize the basement, funnily enough. It's like we head up, and it's sort of a bar area. There's lots of fishing rods and tackles. It's a bit humid out here, and then we have a look outside, and we are by a massive dock. We realize we are on the Eve Coast, Sutton Shore, in this shop called Nicky Knackles Tackles. And those are my notes.
Amazing.
The kill count.
Yay.
Yeah. No, we don't need kill count. No need for the kill count. No.
For PCKOs, our DM is still at a nice rounded 5. For Salison, he has a lovely 12.
Yeah, that's fine.
Piety only gained a few with 23. Sonic with 26. And the Lioness holding the high top place with 29.
What? Sorry, didn't hear you.
Incredible.
Right, can I just ask a D&D question, please?
Of course. Now is an exceptional time to do it.
Perfect. So I now have a ring of protection, which I put into my inventory and which I've equipped.
Yep.
It gives me 1+ to armor class, right?
I believe so. Yeah, ring protection does that, and also to all of your saving throws, right?
Yes, but it's not showing on my character sheet.
Have you actually equipped it?
Attune it.
Yeah, it might need to be attuned. I can't remember if it does need to be attuned or not.
Ring
It does.
of protection, so I click on it.
Yeah,
And
so
push attune.
Yes, there you go.
Okay.
Attune.
Attune.
Thank you very much. It's now
Can interrupt the flow with that.
Oh, we're all learning together.
What is your armor class? Just out of interest now.
It's now 20.
20.
Oh!
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
that's pretty nice.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Just
must be
agree
nice having
with
a
what I
high
wanted.
armor class, mustn't it?
Yeah. So you think if it's the rogue would have been the honourable thing to do?
He has not earned that trust. He has not earned that trust. If he gets my good books, maybe I'll gift it to him.
Nah, keep it.
Right, sorry, that's it. I'm done.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, so indeed, you find yourself on the dock side of Sutton Shore, a place that, like, the majority of you are very unfamiliar with. If any of you have been here before, it's been a while since you were last here. Things may have changed. It's also a massive city. It's the capital city of the Eve Coast. Let's say it's about 2,000 miles away from where you first started. It is roughly sort of like midday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you estimate. Very warm, very humid, a bustling city. Like, this is a thoroughfare from the town centre, or from the city centre, out to the docklands, or at least one of many that there are. So there's people going by with like tradespeople with wagons and carts, and people coming back the opposite way with fishing nets. There's been barrels being moved around. There's people going out browsing all the shops that are down this parade. Yeah, it is a very, very busy place. Somewhere you probably didn't expect to wander into after stepping into a teleportation circle. But here we are.
Some people didn't expect to see.
Did anyone else not expect us to go on that teleportation circle, Tim?
Yeah, someone else did. Yeah, so someone may have made some
Rash
maps
decision.
thinking that you may be sticking
We
around
have to be insane
the Shadowmounts
to go
for a while.
Proud I didn't go on
but
my
it's fine.
own.
Yeah, and because you know, the whole city is like your playground at the moment. What I didn't want to do is create a map to like really railroad you guys. Be like, well, now you find yourself here. So absolutely, you go for it. You fill your boots with regards to like where you want to go, what interests you in Sutton Shore, and just go exploring if you want to, or hop on a boat and go straight back. Up to you. The choice, as they say, is yours. So I'll hand it over to you now.
So before we go anywhere, are any of you seasick? Get seasick.
No.
No.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
I'm sick of seeing you. I don't know if that's...
So anyway, the problem we had with Red Rock was it was a very small town, and we didn't have a lot of time, and cold,
It was
to
cold.
do trades. And with actually finding the Horde, this might be a really good opportunity to, you know, try and do a bit of shopping, see what the town's got to offer. No
Get
horses.
some new weapons.
Get some new
armor.
weapons.
We
Yeah.
have a lot of stuff in the bag of holding. I still
That we need. Yeah, let's
to
try and refresh it I like this idea.
As long as it doesn't take too long. I don't really want to stay long. And look, the contents of that letter are really important, and we should be acting on them. Apparently, there is a conclave here as well. I don't think we've got time to go after that. We might do if we were to investigate for
The way I see it.
How do we get to this gladiatorial thing in 2 weeks?
Boat.
Any ideas?
Literally, look around you. We have boats.
We can
Well,
just
they'll
hire-
get some of the way. So what you're saying is we need steeds
No, both
when we
of
get
them
off.
are.
That's what you're.
Both
No,
of
we'll
them.
He's
need some
definitely saying-
steeds once we get off the boat.
He said it.
Ugh.
He said it. Some
We'll get
steeds.
some. We've got the money now. We'll get some horses. We'll get them on the boat. We'll get the boat back to where we need to be. Get the horses and try
Alright,
and get
so
there a few days
I
beforehand.
suggest
But right now,
We
shopping.
charter. No. Let's charter a.
Can I
A boat
ask you a
first.
question? Piety, is there
Hello,
any way you
darling.
can get that teleportation back up instead? Would that be quicker?
She
I
didn't
do
she know
not
about
have those magical capabilities. I'm not a wizard.
what does she know about teleportation? She's proved that she knows nothing about teleportation.
This was a teleportation circle, and I knew that it had coordinates.
Would we want one of us? Do we want to split up and maybe find out about who the teleportation belonged to and whose attic it
No.
was?
Let's charter.
But we can
passage.
get back to the gladiator ring quicker.
Lioness, you make a very valid point. Who's the shop owner that has this?
Exactly. Whose house have we
And
come out of?
Would they not know that there's a teleportation circle in their basement?
That we
Well,
should
that's
find
what I
out.
mean.
Well, let's go and
Not
ask.
to be, judgmental, but those people back at the dragon place were rather evilly inclined.
Yeah, we need to be careful if we are asking them.
So
Just kill 'em all.
surely,
Yeah.
if there's a shopkeeper who has an evil teleportation circle in the basement, they might be worth having a word.
Well, chances are they'll want to go back anyway. So if they're coming here, they need to be able to get back.
True, and if anyone
But
can use
unless
the
they know how
teleportation
to cast
circle,
the
it'll be the shop
teleportation.
owner.
So what do you think? Should we charter the boat? No. Let's go shopping. Let's stock up. Then let's investigate. And then if there's any problems, at least then we've got weapons
Well,
and armor.
Yeah,
and
it makes
things
sense.
like that.
The Colt are a pretty tough lot. So yes, shopping first.
Shopping.
As much as I hate to admit it, it makes sense.
Shopping spree. Yeah.
Well, if there's a spa, do you want us to drop you off? And we'll go to the shop.
Do
No.
we? How much everyone's rations? Because I know it's simple, but we need to make sure that we have the standard stuff.
Well, that'll be part of the shopping spree.
Yes, that's. Yeah, I'm just saying, should we do the boring one
So-
first? I've got 5 rations.
Anyone? So we should head into the center of the town, city, wherever we are.
Yes.
Which
Let's
I
not
take it
do
is
too
against
much
everyone. Well,
attention.
we follow the signpost. Surely it says
Yep.
center or probably the
Centre.
stinkiest place going.
Yes, as you look around, I mean, from the vantage point here, you're at sea level, and when you look towards the continent, it kind of slowly goes upwards until it hits a cliffside, and there is a lot of like domiciles and other places of interest, like built into the side of these sort of light grey white cliffs, all dotted around. Looking left and right, you can also just see spires and other buildings and high rises and just a myriad of just different types of things. So some of you have been here before. I think Salison said you might not have been, and neither is the Lioness. But did Piety say that she may have been here before?
I think she will have been here before, yeah.
So you might have been familiar with a couple of the landmarks then, which are sort of the important places of note. There's the Barquintine Laborium Merorium, or the BLR.
This pen doesn't work, how rude.
So the Barquintine Laborium Merorium is a gigantic library full of stocks, rare books, and scrolls, and information gathering, really. And that is a sort of a main hub for the students to go to and collect all of the books they need for when they attend the University of Magical Arts, or the UMA, that is based in Sutton Shore, which is a school specifically for wizards. There's also a whole bunch of establishments here in the dockside. There's a whole bunch of taverns and pubs. Then there's it's split into 3 areas as well, Sutton Shore. So you're at the dockside now. Next onto that is a place called Beachway, and Beachway is mostly where all of the shops are located, and as well as places of worship and schools and etc. And then you have Cliffside, and Cliffside's like the posh district of the area. It's more exclusive up there. It's where all like the diplomats live, or all like the traders that made like a lot of money. The important ones all live up there as well. So sort of the high class society all live.
And sewage tends to flow towards the sea.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so it gets like a little bit more compact and a little bit more like working area towards the docks, a little bit more affluent as it goes towards the land. But as for signposts, not really. No, this is kind of word by mouth. You kind of have to figure it out. When you kind of get dumped into a city that you've never been before, you just have to kind of like follow the crowd, effectively.
Because Lioness has mentioned about going and getting the boring stuff first, like rations and stuff, Heidi's just going to instinctually start walking off to where she last remembered there was food.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you can smell food from here. There's people making like smoked fish by the side of the docks as well, selling like boiled clams, all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
So
I'm just
like-
going to start following Pie. Yeah, I'm going to notice that Pie seems to know where she's going. I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'm following. I'm following. the pink
I
thing.
suggest
Yeah.
we get 2 weeks worth of rations. So we have 2
We'll need a suppliers rather than just someone we can eat at.
Yeah, so like you can get fresh food right now if you're hungry, but if you actually want like dried meats and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff that you're actually
Give me
traveling
some
with,
jerky.
yeah, you need to go to like some kind of trader,
Yes.
of which there are many. Like you can find pretty much anywhere really. Tell me what you.
Is there a trading quarter? Is there anywhere that's got more traders than anywhere else?
Yeah, I think
On the
there
beachway.
was. Yes, on the beachway.
Is that where she's heading, or is she thinking of something completely different? Let's
I
go
think
there
so.
then.
Okay.
Sorry, Tabitha, you said you had something.
I had a javelin of lightning, which I totally
Yeah.
forgot I had.
Yeah,
Ah.
I could have used that in the fight.
Yeah, good off.
If you'd remembered
Fair,
it.
Your horn of blasting was on point.
yeah, true.
Okay, now I know. I just remember that I have it. Cool. It's always good to know.
So you're walking past, there's a whole bunch of like street vendors that sort of shout at you to buy their wares. People offering up.
Anyone selling
Bait and
I'm just
City
winking at everyone as
Anyone
I go
selling
past
mats
and be
up?
like, yeah.
Or can we hire a guide?
Yeah, you can hire a guide.
Let's hire a guide.
Yeah, you
What
can
do
pretty
you
much
mean?
like
We
offer
just wander
people.
around.
Like,
Yeah,
No,
we've got to
no,
find
no.
the
We
guide.
haven't got- we
By the
haven't
time we
got
find
that
the
time.
guide, we'll have found the shops.
Yeah. It's
Yes,
fine.
we'll just wander. It's fine.
We'll just find
Besides,
a
beach,
Charming.
a
People
local
will
street
come
urchin.
beach way is
anyway.
this way.
Yeah, and you can
Maybe
follow
they
like the
will.
traders that are taking their wares.
All
to
right, let's go.
Beachway.
Let's follow you. We'll try it your way first.
I'm trying to spend money.
So, what is everybody's passive perception?
I think mine was 11. Let me check.
10. Oh, 13, sorry.
11.
13.
Oh, wait, no, wait, sorry. What? Passive?
Perception.
13.
13. Yeah.
13, 11, you said? And then what's parties?
16.
16. Okay, so someone like. Actually, I'll figure out who it is. 1, 2, 3. 2. Somebody kind of shoulder checks Sun as you're walking through the crowd. You don't notice anything. It's just very busy. Someone just bumped into you. Quite rude. They just carry on walking. What the three of you see, because you're a little bit behind Sun, is that the person that bumped into him has like reached into like his clothes and taken like where Sun keeps some of his money, and just pocketed it in the pocket and wandered off into the crowd.
Personal.
I'm not having that. I boldly stroll right to him.
Wait. And I'm just gonna blend into the crowd and just charm person.
Okay, cool. Are you going to be quite blatant about it, or are you going to do it quite subtly?
I'm just gonna be like, oh, I'm faffing with my hair, charm person.
Okay, so roll a sleight of hand check. Because it's very bustling and busy. No one's really expecting.
Sleight of hand plus 2.
I love how me
Magic
being
to
the
be
more
half.
pickpocket is the one that gets pickpocket.
Yeah. That's 'cause you weren't
19 total.
19
Ooh.
total. Yeah, you get away
17
with.
first roll.
Yeah, you get away with just integrating the spellcasting or verbal somatic material, whatever that spell needs to cast on there, and I need to
Verbal
do a saving.
somatic, so handy and wordies.
Get a 11. What's your DC?
14.
Okay, you have successfully charmed this individual. They kind of like slow down, stop all of a sudden, kind of look around over their shoulder towards you.
Hello.
Are you all right?
Here.
Yeah. What do you want?
Oh, you've just picked something up out of my friend's pocket by accident. Can I have it back, please?
Who's your friend?
That one there.
Oh, he dropped it.
I know. It was very gracious of you to pick it up. Can I have it back?
Can I hear this, by the way?
It depends. Did you move away from the group, or did you just do it in situ?
I think I was just slightly ahead of them, just kind of noticed they stopped.
No,
Yeah.
I think
Oh, I mean, like a party when she like moved.
Oh,
Did you
yeah,
move away
yeah.
from the group, or did you?
I would have gone and met him.
So yeah, a little bit out of earshot as well. Again, bustling crowd and so forth. She just kind of peeled away and followed him, and then charmed.
Cool.
And again, you haven't noticed that you've lost anything at this point either.
I'm just watching intently to see like what she's doing and making
Yeah.
sure it's working.
Yeah. She's like maybe about 10 feet away from you, in amongst the crowd, people like passing in front of your vision and so forth. Just looks to be having a conversation with this individual who you spotted, lifting the coin purse from Sun. But he's like, yeah, sure, yeah, no problem. There you go.
Oh, thank you so much. That's a very good thing to do. You're such a good friend. Thank you.
No worries.
What?
No, looks a bit confused.
It's been so long since I've seen you. What was your name again?
My name's Parkwin.
Parkwin. P-A-R...
Parkwin Tots.
Tots. Yeah, fantastic. Oh, Parkwin, it's been so long. Are you with a guild or something, or are you just trying to survive?
Nah, just hang around here, sort of like making meat and all that.
No job? Just
Nah,
picking...
it's a bit difficult, getting jobs around here.
Oh, buddy.
If we don't all work with fish.
No, true. Where do you hang out for others of your trade?
Oh, we hang out at the Privateer's Respite. It's owned by a former pirate. It's a pirates only pub.
Oh, and do they have a
pirates
name?
only.
Yeah, they only let pirates in.
Do they have a name?
Arr!
What, you mean the former pirate?
Yes, like Captain something.
Well,
Of Seven Seas.
Well, they only go by Tanolt. No,
Tanolt?
I think he used to be a commander. Tanolt, yeah, Tanault. Oh, I don't know how to spell those. So.
Second feeling.
That's fine. I'm going to take a good guess at that one. Oh, fantastic. Well, do you recommend anywhere here as well? Like, it's been a long time since I've been here. A lot have changed.
Ask him where the best shops are.
Well, you
Well, that's Beachway. I told you this.
Yeah, I mean, go to the Beachway. I mean, you go for depends how much money you got to spend, really.
Oh, is there a black market here?
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
Oh, where is it?
I mean, I could introduce you to a few people if you want me to. But if you're going to Beachway, I mean, it's more difficult to get contact. My contacts around here.
Where? We need to find somewhere to get some lunch, pick up a few supplies, so it'll be a while. So if you can just tell me where to go.
Well, if you're going to Beachway and you want to get some food.
No, not Beachway, the black market.
Oh, it's not like a place. It's just people you need to meet. You just arrange to meet people in certain places.
Right. Are you free for the next 57 minutes?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to hang around here, trying
Wonderful.
to
And she's just going to loop him under the arm and bring him back to the group and be like, he's going to show us where the black market is.
See?
Right.
A guide. Could have done this earlier. Straight away.
How's it
I'll be
going?
happy now we have one.
Oh, everyone, this is Parkwin. Parkwin,
Right.
This is the Lioness. This is Salison. And this is Son, who you so kindly picked his money pouch up for. And I just give it back to Son.
What the?
You dropped it!
I never drop
That's
any.
very careless of you.
So careless.
I go up to him. I look at him and down at him because he's shorter than me. They're like,
It's
Take
okay,
better
he's
care
going
of
to be
your
our
stuff.
guide for the next 56 minutes, Lioness.
Let's
Okay.
move then.
Let's not worry about rations. They're pretty mundane. We need magical items.
yeah, we need magical items.
Let's
Where
just go
can-
straight for the magical items.
Yeah.
We want to spend all our money there.
Well, the best place to go is the black market for some of the good stuff. Let's go.
Well, it's either that if you want to go black market, but if you're specifically looking for, I mean, that's more for like, if you want to get illicit goods, you're looking for like.
Mushrooms?
No, we don't.
No,
No,
I mean,
don't
I'm
really
sure
no.
if you want mushrooms, you can get mushrooms. Yeah, no problem.
We do not want
They
mushrooms.
don't. Better luck if you're looking for medical items. Though, if you want to look for, he sort of like crinkles his nose a little bit, trying to remember the name of the place. Freagletop. I wish I didn't have this voice for this guy. And having this
No, please continue.
shop name, it's Fraggletop, Grassmire,
Top.
Tops, and Xantictors, Cursed
Oh,
Curios.
Now, can you say that
Wow.
all together in
Sounds
the
like
accent?
a
Thanks.
breakfast.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a very
Fraggletop,
large
Grassmire,
site.
Tops, and Xantictors. Cursed items.
Oh my goodness. I'm just going to remember
Show us the
it's
way.
Freagles.
Does it have a short name?
We'll just call it
Is it?
Freagles.
People just call it Tops because he's the only remaining owner. Tarpin
Oh,
Tops.
perfect.
Tarpin Tops.
Tarpin Tops, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you can introduce us to him.
Well, it's the thing, really. It's an emporium that shifts around.
So where is it going to be?
I have to find
Where
out
is it now?
like where it is at the moment. It might not even be in Suttonshire currently. The
Oh.
problem is it deals with so many cursed items that it's kind of a bit spongy with regards to
You're
like
right. Who cares
where it's
about
got
that
anchors
market?
down.
Let's find that place.
Yeah, it's as if someone actually knows how to make spells, like teleportation spells. That'd be interesting.
Right, I love nature, not wizards, you cheeky fuck.
No, if you want the wizards, you want to go to the UMA.
Yeah, they might have some teleportation spells. Although I'm still
Easily,
preferring
yeah.
the boats and steeds line.
I
You know
wonder
where you
why.
Yeah,
you
I
know
mean,
where you are.
Anyway,
If you go
walk
to
and
the right
talk. Walk and talk. Let's go.
Sure, yeah. So, why the time limit?
Oh, we've got this place booked for lunch.
Oh, okay. Where are you going for lunch?
I don't know, somewhere on the side. I haven't had a seafood
Just we know
dish
we're
in a long
definitely
time.
we know we're going to be hungry in an hour.
In exactly 55 minutes.
Yeah.
My boy Didge needs feeding.
Oh, yeah.
He's my good boy, and his
He's on
eyes
a very
just go,
strict diet.
You need to be careful with that. There's a lot of birds of prey that kind of like hang around, picking out like fish and stuff like that. Might see
I
it as
just
a bit of a
immediately
target
bring him.
down. Yeah, maybe you got like a little satchel or like a papoose or something for him.
I'm just going to shove him down my top. It's fine.
Sure, well, each their own. Well, let's go and try and find it. Don't know exactly where it's going to be. Right, so you spend like the next 55 minutes trying to find this teleporting shop called we'll just call it.
Oh, the shop actually teleports.
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah,
that.
so from what you get from him is that they deal specifically in cursed items,
Oh.
but the place houses so many cursed items that it becomes magically unstable
Oh,
and
gosh.
just will apparate and deapparate
Mhm.
all over Rittenwald. Like, it'll just
Do we,
turn up
do we actually
randomly.
want cursed items?
Yeah.
They do still trade in magical items as well, but they're specific to cursed items and relieving cursed items. So if you are cursed by an item, it's well known that if you can find Fraggletop, Grassmire, Tops, and Xantido's Cursed Curios, it's the best place to go to relieve that. It's
I
at a
feel
premium
like-
price.
Piety should check to see if she's got any curses on her. Because all that water she's drank.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I mean this would be a perfect place. Like if you still were under the effect of that fountain, you'd come here, and that would be a
I
good
still
place.
got
To,
a
like,
vial of that stuff.
you do, yeah.
Doesn't do anything, does it? You
But
try.
we can see if it
Yeah,
does.
once you
do
removed
anything.
it from the fountain itself, like it wasn't the water specifically, it was the fountain that was cursing the water. So when you remove the water from the fountain, it kind of just comes inert after that. But yeah, anyway, cool. So I will roll to see how long it takes your newfound friend to find the curio shop.
Can we be helping him? Guidance?
Oh, sure. And if you give him the help action, you have advantage as well.
Yeah, help and guidance, because I've got him looped in, and I'm totally just like,
Okay, well, it's a natural 20 plus 4 on the D4, so you can't get much better than that. So 24 plus 26. Yeah, no problem at all. Within like maybe first 10 minutes, you do find it, and you find this shop that's kind of like looks like it's wedged, like almost at a slight angle in between a whole bunch of other shops. What it looks like's happened is that this shop has just been plonked in the middle of an alleyway, like where the entrance of an alleyway would be, but now it's just kind of like grinded all the way down. You can see like the all the streak marks on the side of the building, and there's a few like bits of broken plaster and stuff all around it. But yeah, outside it's got this sign that in common says Freakletop, Grassmire, Tops, and Xantido's Cursed Curios. And it's an emporium indeed, houses a lot of the world's known cursed items. It's less of a shop and more like a museum.
Okay, this is the place. Is it? Is there a deserted alley around or anything like that? Any
it's in the alleyway, like it's now blocked the alleyway off by the virtue of it just appearing
Why,
here.
do you need to get rid of our guide?
Well, he kind of needs to get gotten rid of. Do you need to get?
Do you want me to make sure he doesn't come back
Come back in what way?
to us?
Ever?
Sure.
If you can do it
Tell you what,
discreetly, go for it, because we can't
Okay.
risk him warning anybody that we're here.
No, that's very fair.
Does it look like there's a discreet way we can dispose of our guide?
Can I? I mean, yeah, mate, I'm gonna put my arm around him. Oh, can I sort of like strangle him? Like, you know when.
Yeah, anyone
Wait.
knows?
Let's
You
walk
can.
down one block where there might be.
Yeah,
no way
you
to
know,
do
that's
this.
what I put my arm around and I'm walking into a secret place where no one can see us. I'm not just doing it in the middle of nowhere.
That'd be a
So you're kind of
first.
on the border of where the dockside is going into the beachway, and it is just packed. Here. It's 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It is peak trade time. Like a lot of the fishermen that have gone out early in the morning, fisher people that have gone out in the morning to do all their trawling have like stopped, and now is a good time for them to come back and start offloading all of their gear, basically. So it's like a very, very bustling. It's the capital city. It's like being like in London and trying to find somewhere like that's completely
I have a
secluded.
very piety idea.
Okay, I have an
You're not
idea
going to
too.
lick him to death, are you?
No, but I thought we could go for a swim.
I don't think we're that near the.
Are we not?
I'm gonna.
You've gone towards the beachway, so you've gone further away from the docks.
Oh.
But if you want to double
Does
back,
it look like there's any guards or military? or
roll a
anything?
perception
People.
check as you've been like rocking around.
There's still people. Yeah.
No, the people don't bother me. I just want to know if there's guards.
I don't know. The people have big mouths
Yeah. We tell guards.
and give descriptions.
For natural
4.
one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've been looking around, and no, you haven't seen any kind of presence, any military presence here.
But I'm going to do a very lioness thing.
Yeah. If
I'm
there's
gonna
there's
shout,
obviously
no,
nothing
I'm
we
gonna
can.
shout, "Oi, that's mine!" And then I'm going to just smack him.
Okay, roll a deception check.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, you don't like people are like looking. You've been talking that you're kind of in some people's way as well, so like they're having to go around you, and you just suddenly from out the blue, like with a few people, like eyes on you at the time, just coincidentally like looking at your group, you just go, "Oi!" Like, stop that, and then punch him, and people are like,
Wait, no. I want to do a performance. I want to.
Well, he
like,
did
act
steal
this
from
out.
us. You can.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Wait. I
It's-
feel like we're making a
It's too
big
late.
town.
Too late now,
Everyone
like-
is looking
I-
at us.
I-
you have instigated
Yeah,
a combat situation now. So if you
I-
want to roll
I
initiative,
Oh.
I was going to say, does he need to make a certain wisdom save as well?
yeah, once we get like the damage and stuff, if Linus hits him, he might not get hit, but probably will. to be fair.
Yeah, 17.
Oh, now you get a high dice
plus-
roll.
I know.
Oh, I got an 18 total.
So did
I'm
I.
just gonna
I also
punch
had
him,
18.
wasn't I?
Nice.
What's
Here's
I
a
can
low
kill
one for
punch.
me.
Can I do a
14.
kill punch or not?
Well, it depends like how much damage you give him.
Yeah.
Right,
It might be.
You
It
really
might be a
go
kill
for it
punch.
one hit wonder.
17
Yeah.
plus 5 is the hit.
Okay, sorry. I just need to
Sorry, it's
set up a brand new
You've got that
encounter
for
for
you.
this chap.
for this random encounter we decided. We didn't
really
like
love
that.
Gonna
doing
hit a
things that
local.
are totally
What's
unplanned.
Yeah, sure.
It's fine. If anyone
All
says
for the
anything, I just say
spontaneity.
From me. It's totally
He
fine.
stole from us, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, technically, the truth is he stole from Son.
Yeah, so he stole
Well,
from
he
it.
stole from the
Well,
group.
it's just
so-
not working. There we go.
So it's totally fine.
But it's done that.
Sure, that'll hold up
And
in
he
court.
is a
Yeah,
What
I'll
could?
charm them and
Deserves
make
what he
them
got.
believe.
add to that. Oh, this
He
is not
shouldn't
gonna
have.
last
He
long.
shouldn't have picked on that.
You
these
shouldn't have picked
the
on
group.
us. Wrong people, mate.
Yeah, fair. Encounter, auto roll, and what did Party get?
18. Same as
18.
Salazar.
Sun,
Was
Oh, sorry.
a 14.
14. You see, Salatin also got 18.
I'm on 18.
18. And the
That's
lioness
the
got
lowest
17.
initiative I've had in a while.
No,
not to hit.
that was to hit. Do you need me to roll for initiative? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Initiative is 10.
That's cool. Okay, cool. Start that, but Elias gets a surprise round because she initiates combat. You roll a 17, which will hit him.
Yes.
Roll your unarmed punch attack, right?
Yes.
So, do you want to do bonus action rage first of all, or not bother?
No. I'm not gonna go
Okay.
crazy.
And what is your punch damage?
It's
An arm strike.
Unarmed
4.
strike.
4.
Just 4. Cool. Yep. So you can clock him round the head. He needs to do a wisdom saving throw, which he fails. Oi, what the hell's going on?
Charm.
Still charmed, but charmed for piety, not for being clocked around the head by the lioness. So he's still not particularly happy about that. But top-
Can I?
well, yeah,
do-
unless you want to do a bonus action or a movement.
Yeah, can I do a bonus action?
Yeah, what was your bonus action?
I'm just gonna stab him.
I don't think you've got a bone. Well,
yeah, I've got
can he
action
punch?
surge.
Oh, you can
no,
action surge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
action
that-
surge. Punch him again.
No, not punch. Or unless
No?
do I feel like he's nearly dead?
You've just like clocked him round the head. He looks
It's a
pretty
crowded
dazed.
street.
I don't think he's gonna like die from that one punch, but
Okay, I will use my long sword.
Oh, God.
action surge, long sword, roll the head.
Yeah.
We're going to
Just
be
take out-
outlaws in the next 10 minutes.
I mean, yeah, you've just
In
basically
less than
taken
an
out-
hour.
You know what? You were worried about us being in a
I
new
got-
place. It's okay. We can't
Yeah.
stay here anymore.
That's 11 hit.
11 does not hit.
Oh,
He's like, what the hell are you going on? This crazy person's got a sword. He's trying to stab me. People sort of start backing away, like putting out a circle away from you now. And some people on the outside of the circle start running away from you. That kind of stuff. Party.
I'm just gonna go stand in front of Parkin and be like, Linus, no, trust me, I'm just gonna take him for
He
a walk.
stole from us!
And I'm going to take him for a walk. And I'm just going to loop round his arm and start dragging him to the closest building that doesn't look busy.
Okay, he will, because it's you, he'll go with you, but he's going to constantly like be looking over his shoulder to see if the lioness is running up behind him to stab him in the back. She's fucking crazy. Trying to stab me.
I know. I'm so sorry. She
Fortunately, she missed.
she's a gladiator. She loves laying it down. It's her language of love.
Mental.
Come on. Let's find a quiet place where we can calm down. Let's go find
You don't want to get away
quiet.
from her.
Yeah, let's find somewhere quiet.
All right. Cool. Roll a. You'll be leading him around, so just roll a wisdom check.
Wisdom, you say,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Why is it every time? Nice plan.
You say get rid of him!
Yeah,
18.
Heidi
Yeah,
was going to
18.
get rid of him.
yeah, you find
Get rid of him.
off of the main thoroughfare, there are plenty of like little switchbacks and alleyways and all that kind of stuff. You go behind some of the residences / shops that they've got here to like an alleyway behind it where they dump all their stuff. And you look around and like there's someone like off in the distance, like doing something at the back of their house, but they're maybe about 100 feet away or something. There's plenty of like old crates and boxes and just piled up. All of the houses are also mismatched as well behind it. They've just been built ad hoc. So there's a lot of like different places we can go. We can just go around the corner or the side of the building and stuff. So no one can get direct line of sight of you, at least for the time being.
Okay, so I just like lead him round and
It's like rubbing his cheek.
Just like it's okay. We'll sit down. We'll have a nice quiet minute, and I just lead him round to some crates that are conveniently going to hide us where I think is the best hiding spot for completely not being seen.
Sure.
And I'm just gonna be like, let's sit down. Let's have a breather. Let me look at your face.
Okay. Yeah. You look at his face, and it is it's starting to swell a little bit.
I just turn his head to the side a little bit as well, just like to get a proper look at his jawbone. My hand's just gonna like smother his mouth.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna fang bite him.
Okay, roll with advantage.
Oh, thank God it's advantage because that's a natural 1. However, I will take the 18 plus 5. So
of course that will hit. So roll your fang damage.
6.
6. You start draining him, as it were. He's going to do another wisdom saving throw, and he breaks out of his charm person. He's not quite sanguinated at this point.
I have got my hand on his mouth, so
you do, but he starts to panic. Roll initiative just between the two of you. The rest of you are out of initiative. Initiative between the two of you now. As he starts freaking out, obviously.
Oh, okay. 16 total.
He got a 15 total. 14 plus 1. What would you like to do? You've still got your hand over there quickly, like you snapped out of it.
How weak is he feeling?
He looks like you've almost torn the jugular out, and he's like bleeding heavily down his like tunic. It's pretty bad. Like you see, he's like going pale.
Like I feel like another bite would do it.
You reckon so? Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I'm just gonna like hand it down and go and use my last bite.
Roll to hit. Without advantage this time, because he's no longer charmed.
Okay, come on.
Come on.
Okay. 14.
14 will
plus
hit.
5.
Yeah, he's just some random pickpocket.
Yeah, he doesn't have like most HP.
He was just the toughest enemy we've ever faced.
In this place.
Yeah. You go back in for a second helping. And you extinguish him. Like he just starts to slowly succumb to the and then just slumps back into the grate.
I just like tidy him, tuck him in.
How long would you like to spend like tidying him away, as it were?
Like barely 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
5 minutes.
Cool. Roll a deception check to see if you can like hide him away.
If I may.
Yeah.
I'm going to use
two legs stuck out of a barrel.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my
just crudely write fish on the outside of it. Job done.
Calm down. I just had Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, go,
oh yeah.
If I may, I'm going to use my Hat of Wizardry.
Okay, cool.
And cast a cantrip.
Okay. I've forgotten what that does.
I'm joking.
A while since I gave it to you.
You can use the hat as a spellcasting focus for your wizard spells.
Yes.
Or you can try to cast a cantrip that you don't know.
There we go.
The cantrip must be on the wizard spell list. And you must make a DC 10 Intelligence Arcana check. If the check succeeds, you can cast a spell.
If you do that for me, that'd be great.
What spell are you trying to
Don't be
cast?
shit. Oh, that's a 14 plus 1, so yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation on myself to clean myself.
Okay. You are
So
now
I'm
pristine
no longer
and clean.
covered in blood or anything.
Good
And then
choice.
I'm just gonna assume there's a cloth of some sort over one of the crates.
There's like a sort of a stringy bit of leather that's hanging down off of like one of the connecting ropes between two houses that you can just like grab.
I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna lie him on his side, put him in the recovery position
Mhm.
on the side that doesn't have a gaping hole in the jugular.
Sure. He is like pumping
Um,
out still quite a lot of blood, and it's just like
I'm
soaking
gonna
into
put the
it.
hands in the way, and I'm gonna put the
Yeah.
leather over it, and I'll be like, "You're sleeping."
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll leave.
I think maybe
away.
we should have gone with barrel.
Roll a stealth check as you kind of leave him to his sleeping it off in the back
Am
alley.
I able to cast guidance on myself?
Yeah.
Yes, guidance. Oh, thank God for guidance. That is going to be 12 plus 2 plus 4.
Yeah, yep, 12 plus 2 plus 4, so it's 16.
Sweet.
Brain just broke there for some reason.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
No, it's 18.
Sorry.
12 plus 2 plus 4.
You know,
12 plus
Clue, the
2 plus
movie,
4 is
when they
18.
count in the
Yes, that's
bullets.
right. I thought that was wrong. It's like,
I struggled
Got
with
that
the math as well.
yeah. So yeah, 18. Perfect. As you surreptitiously exit the alleyway. Meanwhile, that's all in total probably taken about 5 minutes, I reckon. 4 or 5 minutes. You've been away
The
from
shop
the group.
hasn't moved in that time, has it? Because I've been watching the
No.
shop.
No. But whilst you're watching the shop, you can hear some commotion and sort of further up towards the beachway, the kind of direction that you were walking, and you see like 2 halberds, like moving its way through the crowd in your general direction, and with someone leading them. As soon as you get a direct line of sight on them, there's a person just like pointing at you, at your group, from about sort of 40, 50 feet away, just pointing at you guys. Gesturing and then to the guards, and the guards are like, "Okay, stay here." And
Okay, I'm going
make
to
a beeline for you.
confidently walk in towards them, and as I do it,
wait.
wait, no.
At this point, I'm going to turn to you and go, look, you've caused this mess. You need to calm down. Let me go talk to them. I was the one that was robbed. I am going to go talk to them. No,
I'm gonna
no,
confidently
you've done
towards
enough.
them. No.
Yeah,
You've
I
done
feel
enough.
that I'll be grabbing the lioness and going into the shop before
Yeah,
she...
you go into the
There's
shop.
body that's not high.
Look, shopping! Let's go shopping.
You go shopping. I'm going to talk to the gods. Okay?
You can talk to them together.
No, it's fine. Let me go talk to the gods. And I'm
No.
just going to start walking to the gods, ignoring her at
I'm
this point.
walking first. I've got bigger legs. I'm walking faster.
Yeah.
No, you've
So-
done enough.
I'm going to go shopping.
Okay.
Right, as Piety come back a bit
Oh my God.
No, this is all happening like while she's doing
Good luck,
something else.
guys.
So it's just you 3 of you for the time being, at least. Yeah, as soon as you, Salison, start trying to walk to the shop, one of the guards shouts, "Oi, stop! Stop there!" Do you stop or do you carry on? Good.
Yes. I'm gonna like,
No,
wait,
I-
yes, it is me. I am
Yeah.
the lioness.
Yeah.
Can
So
I
one of
please-
them's like focused, laser focused on the 2 of you, on Sun and the lioness.
What would you like
The other
me to
one's like
sign?
peeling off towards Salison, making sure he doesn't go to the shop. Yeah. Okay. So you start.
It is me. Do they recognise me?
His eye.
His
You're
eye.
far away from like where you were.
We're so
No, I'm
far
walking
away.
towards them so they can see me. I'd be like, oh, yes, it is me.
Is she starting to confuse reality with, like, yeah. Yes, it is
If
me. You may have
if-
seen me.
if
for
they
all
have
of my
absolutely-
I know,
props.
I'm a
If
famous
they have absolutely no
lady.
idea who she is, yeah, it's definitely that.
So
And can I can I do some kind of charming thing to be like, oh, I do know you? Like, even if they don't know
What
me, I
charming
can
thing?
convince
You don't
them
have
that
any
they
charming
know me.
ability. You're just
Yeah.
making things up
No,
now.
I've got a freaking.
It's got high charisma.
I've got super duper high charisma, and I'm
Yeah,
a
so you can
gladiator.
do that
the
through-
performance.
you can do it through your role playing to try and charm them.
Yes, exactly. It is me.
Act it
right.
out. Act it out.
So one of them like stops in front of Sun and the lioness as you're talking to them. The other one peels off, and starts going towards Salison to make sure that Salison's not going into the shop. Salison, are you still going towards the shop?
Salison,
No, I'm literally going to
pose
just
with
lean
me.
against the wall
I
across my
grab
shop.
Salison.
Looking very nonchalant and not really that bothered.
I put
Expecting
his
it
sword
as if
in his
I just
hand.
expect it all to get sorted out, and that's it.
Sure. So one of the guards will go up to Salison and
Pose with me, Salison. I put his sword in his hand and I like sort of pose with him, and then I pull out. Wait, I pull out my flail, my weapon of the ring.
So as soon as you start like pulling weapons out,
and
as soon as that happens,
I pose.
I love that. Hey,
they don't know that that's
look at my
they don't know
gun.
that that's coming. So as soon as you start reaching for a weapon, they like their halberds come down like straight towards you, like, at your throat level. Yeah. Stay there. No, hands off your weapons. Everything needs to calm down.
I give it to him. Look, you can touch my weapon.
As soon as you
this
like put your
point-
hands on the weapon. Yeah.
I'm going to look at Linus and say, for the love of God, shut up. Whatever your God is, shut up. And can I roll some persuasion and try and persuade the guards at this point? That there's nothing to worry about and explain the situation.
Sure, roll a persuasion check with disadvantage because
Thanks, Tabby.
on high alert with regards
Okay.
to.
That is a natural 20, and that would have been 20 plus 6. That would have been 26.
But what did you actually get?
I need to do disadvantage now, though.
Yeah,
So that was the first roll. That was a natural 20.
nice.
Let's
Let's do that again.
Yeah.
Let's do another natural
Close.
20.
Close. It was a 15 plus 6.
Ooh.
So that would be
21.
21.
That's pretty good.
Still
Yeah.
feel pretty convincing.
So you start sort of de-escalating the whole thing. As soon as the lioness is like hands off the weapons, they start grouping it all together and start questioning you about like what's just happened.
Yeah.
So I've had reports that there's been some threatening behaviour going on.
Yeah,
Apparently,
so-
there's a sword drawn on an individual here, a citizen here.
Yeah, what happened is that this guy reached in and took my money, and my friends saw it, and obviously they saw them kind of stealing stuff from me, and were like, and tried to stop him. And there was a bit of commotion. We tried to stop him. Luckily, he dropped the pouch. I've got the pouch back, but now he's ran off somewhere, and we don't know where he is. So we're kind of a bit riled up because all of a sudden, we've been robbed, and then you guys are coming at us, and we're kind of in scared mode, thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen to us? So that's the commotion. But the guy went that way, and I kind of point in the opposite direction to where Piety went. The guy went down that way. You need to go there, and you need to get him. And at this point, I want to describe what he looks like.
Sure.
And then say, you need to go now. He's went that way. And I'm sure the gentleman that's just brought you over can back us up in saying that there was an incident. That was the incident, but he's getting away. Yous need to go get him.
So they're sort of like talking to each other. One says, "Well, my colleague's going to go and try and track them down. If you want to stay here, I just need to take a statement from all of you. Was there any additional witnesses to the incident that you say where you were pickpocketed?
Am
Anyone
I
around
lucky?
that saw that?"
Well, there's people in the street, but as you can see, it's crowded. So many people have walked past. I wouldn't be able to pick anybody out now.
Okay.
I just know
fair
what
enough.
the guy looked like, and he went in that direction. I'm just worried, as a concerned citizen of this area,
And
that he's
people
going to
kept
pick
stopping
pockets. So
me
you
to
be
meet
quiet.
me.
You be quiet. I'm just concerned he's going to pickpocket someone else. You know, it's your job to protect us. Please go protect us and others.
No, as I said, my colleague's going to go and search for the individual that you've described, see if we can track them down. I'm going to be realistic with you. If they've already scarpered, it's going to be probably quite unlikely that we'll get it back. But you said you've got your property recovered, correct?
He dropped it as he ran because he was so scared of the lioness. As you can see, she's quite intimidating and scary without meaning to be, as you guys have just seen and put your own like halberds down. But when he saw the lioness get angry and saw what happens, he freaked out, made a lot of commotion, dropped it and ran.
Okay, well, this all seems reasonable. If you just wait here for a second, I'm going to converse with the individual that reported the incident as well.
No problem.
So please just wait here. Peels off, goes back to the individual that went to get them. This is about the time that Piety, you sort of emerge and you just see a little bit of what's going on, like the tail end of this.
Was that a halberd?
Yeah,
Are you back with the group?
We nearly got the pointy end of it because of somebody, and I'm just going to look at the lioness, disapproving, like,
didn't do anything.
Yes, they possibly would have arrested you, darling.
No, they knew who I was. It was fine.
They have no clue who you are,
No,
just like
no.
no one else does.
What did you tell them?
I look at my fist and I look at his face.
No, I've
not
told them
worth it.
about how I was pickpocketed, but unfortunately, because of the commotion, he dropped the bag and ran. And I point in the opposite direction the way Piety took him. At this point, and we said he went down that way.
Right. Yes, he won't be finding us again.
Is he well hidden? Because we obviously don't want them to search for him. Hopefully, they're going to believe me and go looking for him. But is he sorted?
Well, you sent them in the wrong direction, so they won't find him as quick as I thought they might.
That's good enough for me. As long as Lioness
We
can
have-
keep her cool.
Can we go shopping, or do we have to stay here?
We have to wait here 2 seconds, and then hopefully we can go
Right.
shopping.
Right.
And with that,
flag?
the guard returns to sort of seeing Piety there as well.
Hello, I'm a member of the public.
I assume so. Yes. Can you just step aside? We just need to talk with these individuals. So I'm doing an investigation at the moment.
Certainly, yes. No, I believe I saw the. You said that guy pickpocketed. I saw him from that, and I point in the same direction that CJ. Sam pointed. I was like, oh gosh, and he was about, and I started giving him credit, and he ran that way, and I did see him drop something. Actually, did you get back what you were after?
Yeah, luckily he dropped my pouch of money, which the lioness scared from him,
Oh,
so I got everything back.
fantastic! Oh goodness, theft is such a hard crime to keep on top of here, isn't it?
And if he's out there again getting someone else, we've got to be very careful that he actually is caught.
Oh,
Who knows
goodness,
what's going to happen to him if he robs the wrong person.
So thank you for the statement as well. We don't see
Of
any
course.
reason to escalate this any further. We'll let you off with a warning, however, because you can't go around brandishing weapons in the public. Please keep them sheathed on your back at all times. Also, see, like you might be a bit new to the area. There is a little bit of pickpocketing towards the dock side. So if you do have any valuables and so forth, I would suggest that you keep it sort of like inside your personage or in a bag or somewhere like out of sight, basically.
Like this, and I just pull pitch out of my.
Indeed, yes. Very much like keeping a pigeon in your shirt. As I said, look, go ahead. Just be a bit more careful in the future.
Will do.
And he lets you go. But however, the lioness, as you walk away, he just goes, "Miss, can I just have a quick word?"
I just wink at him. Of course, anything for a fan.
Yeah. Can I get that signature?
Yes, of course.
Roll a 20 on his.
I told you recognized me.
So he like sheepishly gets you to sign like a piece of parchment that's got like his daily orders on it.
Would you like to sign my halberd?
Yeah. Oh, that's quite a good idea. Oh, I've done it. And he just kind of looks around, makes sure no one's looking, and then just blends back into the crowd.
Oh, he did recognize you.
I told you.
I don't think that was going to help the situation.
Can we please get in the door quick? Please.
At this
And you
point,
go
I've
inside.
already walked in. I've
Yeah.
just had enough of the lioness. I'm gone.
Cool. Inside it smells like super weird as soon as you come in here. There's like a mixture of like unguents and like an acrid smell, but also really musty, and like a museum kind of meets an apothecary meets some kind of ancient dungeon in here. All of the glasswork as well on the exterior and interior is all like smoked and very warped glass with very tight leading all the way through it. So barely lets any kind of light in at all. But it doesn't need it, because on the inside there are like a myriad of different types and forms of magical and mundane lighting going all off there, creating a very bizarre, like eclectic, almost disco feel of all these different kind of shades of light that are around. The whole interior of the building as well is very narrow, but it goes on for quite a while, and there are like makeshift haphazard shelves attached to what looks to be probably all different types of ages and woods, and come from all different places all over the world. And the whole place is packed, like all of the shelves are packed full of like different curios and objets d'art and stuff. Right in the center, there is like a reinforced with iron, oak, wooden display case. That's maybe about 2.5 feet wide, and the glass case itself is about a foot tall and extends maybe about 6 or 7 feet. And then there's another one beyond that as well. So there's 2 of them in total. A bit further towards the back, maybe about 25 feet away, off onto the right-hand side, there is a little counter area sort of built into the side that has a door next to it that leads presumably to like a back room or maybe upstairs. You're not quite sure. But as I said, yeah, every feasible area within this main shop floor is packed with goods. And you do actually see a small individual with a hat, like a sort of grey, maybe it would be black at some point, but like a grey, like floppy hat on his head with these like tufts of grey hair, curly hair, like extending from the side. He looks to be like doing something behind the counter, which is a bit too tall for him.
Can I?
Yes, off you go.
Hello!
You wave hello, and you just see the hat kind of flop to one side for a second, and then you hear like a dut, and then up over the counter you see like this very old looking halfling. Very old looking halfling with these great tufts and like these small half moon spectacles on there as well. Very wrinkled, cragged face as well. He's got these little like sort of reddish, stubby hands that he puts on top of there. He goes, hello!
Hello!
My name's Tarquin Tops. Welcome to Frageltop Grassmire and Zanctica's Cursed Curios. What can I do for you today?
Oh my goodness, I have an array of things to sell and I'd love to look at your wares for my party. Please give us the grand tour.
Oh, amazing. Well, first of all, most people come here like if they've got any cursed items or they are cursed themselves. I usually like to try and get that kind of thing out of the way. So, like, are any of you or any of your individual party members, your friends, your colleagues, your family members, anything like that, they succumbed to a curse, have a curse placed upon them, maybe have a cursed item, something they can't get rid of?
Any takers?
Not that I know of.
No? Oh, well.
Is there any way to test for that sort of thing?
For a nominal fee, yes, I could absolutely try and test as many items as you think where it may be suspicious.
I'm just going to point at Piety and just like literally point at all of Piety and just go, I think she needs checked.
Yeah.
You want like a full top and down?
Yeah, she's been licking suspicious things and she isn't very careful. She doesn't really wear any sort of protection from that sort of stuff, so she might be a bit riddled. So
I mean,
be very careful.
She could be cursed with like a sort of bad luck charm.
Maybe, because she likes the mushrooms a lot.
I'm pretty sure that's just my personality.
Wow, that's the thing about curses. They're very very subtle, and they can affect you in ways that you may not realize. So it might be worth like just trying to for your own peace of mind.
Well, think of
How
this
much
way:
you charging?
if you're in the clear, you can lick.
How much is it?
How much is that service?
Yeah, a full top and down with everything that she's sort of wearing in her purses themselves. I don't know. Sort of taking this sort of brief look. I mean, is everything in the backpack you want checked as well? Like a full top down service.
Yes.
Can we?
Yes.
Before you say
I
that,
really
is
don't
there a contract we can sign so you can't tell anyone what you've seen?
Ooh.
Well, I haven't. I mean, the first.
Yes.
For me.
Do you have an NDA?
I guess. I mean, I don't know who I would tell. I don't see any reason to go around spreading that kind of.
But we want to make sure. We'll happily throw you some extra points away.
I really think this might be a waste of money.
We've got so much.
I mean, I kind of want to know how much it is. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, for yourself and all of your equipment that you've got on you, range in the maybe sort of like the 275 to 325 gold piece mark kind of area, kind of thing.
That's quite a lot.
Well,
you've got quite a lot of things on you.
I've got
though, we could
265 gold on me.
If we tell you everything we want to buy, could you maybe make some sort of deal which includes all of us, like a discount if we're buying many items?
I mean, we could fold that all into the grand total at the end, and I'll give you like a big grand price, sure, and buy enough.
Maybe we should all get checked over then. I don't really think party should be on our own doing that.
Okay, let's have a
Where's
look.
you going to
in
buy
the
me dinner
shop.
first?
Anyway, let's see what we had
Right.
to sell first, Piety. What have we got?
Okay. She just gets a lovely bag of holding, just pops it on the floor,
Oh, it's very
and
nice.
starts rooting through it. She pulls out the well-made tapestry. She pulls out the box of animal turquoise figurines. She pulls out a crossbow light. She pulls out 2 daggers. She pulls out a gold bird cage. She's got a gold ring with an insect. No, she keeps that. She pulls out 14 grey dragon teeth. She pulls out 6 dragon claws. She pulls out the grey dragon membrane. She pulls out 4
Where
longbows.
is
She
it
pulls
going?
out
Just dumping it on the ground.
It's like shaking it upside down.
all of the phase spider stuff. She's got scimitars. She's got she's got spears. She's got a load of unrefined gold. That's just the bag of holding.
So
What about the
he comes
books,
around.
the magical book. I know we can take those to the library.
Oh, the tomes, yeah, the wizard tomes. He goes around the
She's holding
counter.
onto those.
He's got a little sort of black lacquered walking stick that he uses to lean on. For a halfling, he's quite short. It's kind of like bent over. His back's a little bit sort of crooked. But you just start like rummaging through all the stuff you lay out on the floor. Like, no. Oh, maybe. No, not any of this. He seems to be more interested in like the phase spider and the dragon items. The rest of it is all fairly mundane, but he does start casting something as he's looking through it all. And he sort of makes a few gestures in there and goes, "Yeah, I might be interested in like acquiring some of the dragon items you've got here. Maybe throw some of that phase spider, like legs and sort of carapace and things." Yeah.
A trader in body parts. Wonderful.
Well, I mean, these are quite rare things. I mean, things like a crossbow, you can just go down the street and find that anywhere. It's not really something that I would be interested in. It's more the magical bent, and nothing here is magical. But you know, these sort of off-coloured dragon scales are interesting.
Grey, I believe they are.
I've never seen grey ones before.
No,
Neither had we.
You won't anymore.
It was
Sure,
very peculiar, actually. It could spew acid and cold.
Really? That's like a mixture of like the 2 chromatic
Of a
dragons.
white and a black dragon. Yes,
Yeah,
I know.
Bizarre. Never heard of that. That's interesting. I have to pick your brains after I've kind of looked over. Like, tell me the story about it. I have to
Indeed.
sort of write that down and sort of.
I'll trade you a story for a free curse check.
Would you like the
That's
name?
a bit disparate.
Surely the name of the dragon would be worth something. That's good for sales.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll throw that into the price at the end. I'll happily pay for the items and throw you some more fundage for the story itself as well. It's always good to have a story when you're trying to sell things. Off of that, giving things a name.
Well,
is always good.
information has its own value as well.
Yeah, exactly. I absolutely believe so. You spin a yarn and like you can push the price up a little bit. I don't need to tell you that. You obviously know. Yeah, we'll sort out a price for these items. Is there anything else? The rest of you want to part with? Maybe any magical items?
No.
You might have.
I'm
you'd like to
interested
get
in
rid of?
what
we're
magical
looking
items
for
you have.
magical items.
Sure. I mean, the majority of the things in here, like, so we've been collecting. My business partners and I, unfortunately, kind of perished over the years, which is quite unfortunate. I'm the last one left. But we started off really as kind of like a shop that dealt with like removing curses and things like this from individuals, as like just a healing shop. Really, we're all quite adept in different arcane arts and healing arts and things like that, and alchemy and a little bit of artificery, kind of come together to really sort of do this kind of thing. I'm getting away from it now, but we ended up like being a repository for these items. I mean, we didn't really know what to do with them once we kind of like got them off the individual. It's very, very difficult to destroy magical items specifically, and like months turned into years, and after a while we realized that we turned into kind of like a bit of a museum for all these kind of things. So
I must ask, who was your old partner?
Frageltop, Grassmire, and Zangster.
Oh, that explains the name.
I kept the name, to sort of honor them, but they passed away after a while. Well, one left, but the other 2 passed away.
Oh. Anyway, how much for these? Shove.
Okay, cool. I don't say cool. I don't say cool.
Probably did. Sorry,
It's not
like-
cool,
the
actually.
Quite
It's
humid.
it's quite humid.
No, absolutely. I
Because
wish
they
it was cool.
were from an ice dragon.
Oh, yeah, it's like emanating kind of like a cooling draft in it. Yeah, it's in my old age as well. You kind of feel it a bit more. Feel the cold a bit more in your joints. You'll get there,
Wow.
I'm sure.
Some will, with them being 80.
So, you really? You've got some
No,
elvish
no.
blood in you. Have you? No, oh, okay. Well, I guess that's some kind of in joke. No, so yeah, for the fact that obviously, like dragon parts are quite pricey. I'm not going to lie to you. You probably know this anyway. But the fact that they're grey as well, like, I'm happy to spend a little bit over the odds for it. 13 teeth, 6 claws, 40 square feet of membrane, the carapace and the legs. Maybe 1,200.
1,200.
Yeah.
1,200 platinum.
Platinum. No. I mean, it's good stuff, but no. Okay, 1,500 gold.
That's better, but are you going to give us all a curse check over as well?
I mean, I can throw that in, like, just give you the remaining money from like this, whatever you need, sort of like checked over. Yeah.
Fantastic. So 1,500 with 4 full body curse checks.
Which would be 1,200. So I can give you like 300 gold and all the curse checks.
Oh no! 1,500 gold for all the items, and then free checks when we buy everything.
Oh, well, that would
what
be
we
like
want.
2,700 gold, like in total, of like my abilities to do that, my services, and then gold. Okay, 1,000 gold, and I'll do all 4 checks on you. Is that fair?
Yes, deal.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I know it's very cold.
I will take 1,000 gold off. Boop, 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 boop. Yeet. Done.
Amazing. Cool.
And I will take the dragon and spider bits off.
Yeah, absolutely. So he'll trade you. He'll actually. Would you prefer it in? I have gold. It's a bit cumbersome to carry around. I could trade up to platinum or some fungible gems if it's easier for you to carry around.
I think we'll take it in credit because I suspect that you might have things that we want.
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll leave it
we
on the
might
table for
spend
now.
that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we'll still leave it on the table. So I'll just put those off to one side, and you've got a credit of 1,000 gold for the shop. Do you want to shop first and do the curse checks after, or whatever way around?
Shop
I
first.
want to. Okay. Okay. Let's do this.
So yeah, I do have a few bits and pieces here off to one side. The stuff that isn't cursed, so like stay away from the majority of this.
We do
Like,
not
anything
want
is-
those ones.
Anything in the glass caskets, please stay away from. All the really like dodgy stuff is in the back, in the vault in the back. So don't even get to see that. I can't even go in there anymore. Gonna have to try and commission another vault, to be honest with you. You don't know anybody in the vault trade, do you?
Do you want us to break into it for you?
No. It'd be a very bad idea to try and get in there with all the kind of conflicting magic going on there. Like, it would just probably tear you asunder, or send you into the astral sea, or turn you blue or something. But no.
Different colour.
If we
Who
find
knows?
one, we'll let you know. We haven't come
Send them my
across
way.
one.
I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. Maybe a couple of more days or a week or so. But I'll be around. Just put the feelers out for me. But yeah, you can have a look over here for like the stuff. And he takes you over to the bit towards the front of the shop, where some of the shelves are, and it's what you didn't see before. But there is he gestures to the shelves themselves, and you just see the shimmer that's in front of all of this side of the shelf. You now realise that there was some kind of magical effect that was on the front of it, which he dispels. So he starts plucking out a few bits and pieces, taking them off the shelves, and arranging them on top of the central like glass caskets. They've got some of the curse items in there. Just spreads them all out in front of you. And I'll find for you what it goes. Is there anything specific that you're looking for? Just so I'll just start narrowing stuff down without throwing a whole bunch of stuff at you.
Any cool weapons or anything like that?
There's a few weapons.
Specifically a flail.
Specifically a flail. That's
Or a ball?
there's a bow for sure. A bow.
Couple of
Flails are a
short-
little bit more.
Short swords or a crossbow?
short swords, and a crossbow. Yeah.
I've got that splint armor that you could have, but have you got anything to up your strength?
No, something that would up strength would be good.
Yeah, something to up your strength.
Who knows?
Okay, let's figure it out. Yeah. Something's up your strength. Absolutely, just slams these two huge brass gauntlets down in front of you. That'll sort you out. Give you the strength of an ogre.
Really?
Make you feel powerful, man.
Might be useful.
It's a curse, though.
20 years later. No, I'm not going to sell. I don't sell the cursed items. But yeah, people like you coming in here from time to time, and sometimes they pay in gold, and sometimes they'll pay in sort of. Like
and how much are the gauntlets?
These gauntlets are the gauntlets. Oh, think of a jig. What are they called? It's a chap that's called that, isn't it? Who's it? That's pretty cool. It's uncommon. Cool.
This music is so eerie.
Yeah.
That's an eerie shot.
Ah!
So emblazoned on them are like these, like almost like a dog face, like a very square dog face, very sort of hairy dog on them. But it's all fur lined as well, with these big brass plates of it. It looks like it might have been part of a set. Of like maybe plate mail or half plate mail. These will set you back. Let them go for 800 gold.
800.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can put those on the lists, I suppose.
Sure,
We'll put those in. Yeah, those. Yeah. We'll think about those.
How
Next.
about anything to up intelligence?
Oh, do I have that? Let's have a look.
Can you work
maybe.
miracles?
Ah. Oh, now this is lovely. Look at this precious thing. And he takes out from like there's a little rosewood box that he opens up, and it's all lined with velvet. And inside there's like a headband come diadem kind of like circlet that he's got in there. It's very ornate, and it's covered in like mother of pearl, and it's gold. So yeah, you pop this onto your bonnets, and yeah, you'll be able to think so much clearer. I used to use it myself until like I didn't need it anymore.
How much is that?
That'd be about 950 gold pieces. Steel, like to get your intelligence, like to be very, very high. Like that of a wizard for this intelligence. Steel. 950 is probably too low, but I've said it anyway now.
Okay, we'll put that to one side.
Please,
with the gauntlets.
Lovely.
Son.
You
Close
mentioned
early
about
today.
a bow and a short sword.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, short bow. I've got. Let's go through here. Let me just roll. Okie dokie. Cool. Excellent. So cold in here. What to do? Shopping.
Shopping episode.
Do you like
Shopping episode.
Retail therapy, baby.
Retail therapy.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
With some phase spider legs.
Yeah, I just looking at my stuff, like I've got no pluses to any of my intelligent rolls, and I just.
Well, I've got a minus, so.
I just want.
That's fair.
To be fair, I have a lot. I know.
But I've also got a minus of strength, so.
But I've got that armor. You can have my cool armor if you.
No, I've got cool armor.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
You've got good chainmail.
Oh.
If anything, we could probably sell what you're not wearing anymore.
The splint armor should be
Oh,
sold,
okay.
but not
We'll
to
go
this
to a normal
fine fellow because
Go
he
to a
won't be interested.
smithy and sell it.
Did we remember to put the platinum that I gave to you on the list from what I
How
found in
much
the room?
platinum did you pick up?
Oh, there's about 150 platinum pieces, I think.
35 platinum pieces.
Was that what it was?
That's all it was.
Okay. Well, they say that's all. The platinum's worth, is it 10 gold or 4 gold?
10, I think it is.
Is there any sort of items that up initiative? Or is that not because it's not a
We did find rather a lot of money. Don't you forget that Son also found
lots of treasure?
a lot of
I found
treasure.
the entire treasure.
I
Yeah.
was going
I
to say,
think- Go.
just for good housekeeping, I assume Son gave it to Piety to put in the bag of holding. so
Yes,
it's
we
all
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
added.
Yeah. We don't carry that around.
Otherwise, that thief would have took a lot more than just like 40 gold.
Mhm.
Yep.
You've given the money to the person with the best perception, thank God.
Yeah. We're not that stupid, apparently.
Ah!
I want all the things.
I wouldn't tempt it.
Okay, so he kind of like sifts through all the stuff and then pushes towards you a few of the bits and pieces. So he pushes towards it. Oh, it's a sword. God, there's so much stuff.
That's good. We have a lot of money.
He pushes towards you like a very finely made, what looks to be of elvish make, a short bow. Push it over to you. Says this is a particularly fine weapon. It fires with unerring accuracy, so it's good. I mean, it hits a little bit easier. Like the bow almost kind of guides itself towards a target, and it just hits that little bit extra as well.
Not that you need that.
We'll definitely be taking that.
Yeah, I mean, ask how much it is.
We need prices, please.
This one's a steal. It's 725 gold pieces.
You can have it. Well, let's add it up and see where we get to.
Well, let's just say we'll have over 5,000 gold in total, so be careful.
I don't want that one. That was cursed. It just like puts this sword back into place. I don't know how that got here. What?
Have you got any short swords?
That was the one I just picked it out. But
Oh.
that was on the next shelf over. I shouldn't have grabbed that one. I apologise. Yes, no, I've got this one. Here we go. Slaps it down in front of you. Oh no, that one's cursed as well. Just take that one back. From you. So many cursed short swords around here. I don't know what's
Well,
going on.
you do trade.
Specialise in that, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. No. I've got a short sword that is that just attaches to your wrist. It's like an arm blade. It's a magic weapon. It attaches to your arm and becomes inseparable from you as long as you're attuned to it. As a bonus action, you can retract the arm blade into your forearm or extend it from there. What is extended, you use the weapon as you're holding it, and you can't use that hand for any other kind of purposes. So just kind of go shunk, shunk out from your arm. So you can just
What
like
if that
hidden
gets
weapon.
heated?
Is that
Is
sorry?
it
Rob?
hidden?
What if it
So,
gets
yeah.
heated?
Or like, if it gets heated,
Yeah.
it's kind of attached. Yeah, that's bad. It would be bad.
Yeah, I don't like
You can't
this.
take it off.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've got chainmail anyway. I mean, you know,
No.
by the
Either
time I've
way.
taken that. Yeah,
No, but you can take chainmail off.
it takes a while.
Yeah,
Takes 10 minutes to
10
doff
minutes.
chainmail.
Yeah, so I think I'd probably have to get that off quicker. How much is that, sir?
This one's. I mean, this is mostly utility. It's
Yeah.
classed as a magical weapon. It doesn't give any like bonuses to hit or
But a hidden
like
blade
carry it.
might be
But it is
useful.
hidden. It is magical. So
Is
like
that
any,
something that Son, would you prefer? Something that was more hidden?
it is a short sword. Chunk, chunk, comes in and out.
I quite like that. Yeah, I'd take
Yeah, I
that.
think it's
short
more-
sword.
You can hide
Okay.
underneath your clothes. Yeah,
Yeah.
400 gold pieces.
Oh, that's quite cheap.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, just put it down somewhere.
Piety, you haven't.
Piety,
asked
there
for
must be something you
anything.
New pair of shoes, perhaps?
What do you mean? My
Red
shoes are
sparkly
perfectly
shoes.
fine.
Can you
He
ever have
also
too many shoes?
Has he got anything he's got on special offer at the moment? I mean, sort of special items he's trying to shift.
I've got a few. We don't get a lot. Someone in your size who sort of points to lioness. Not a lot of people can sort of handle something of these sizes. And he puts down 2 battle axes,
Oh. Show
or
me.
specifically great axe.
A great axe.
So there's one battle axe and one great axe. He puts down. Yeah.
What
He's
do
like,
these white boys do?
I've had these in the shop for ages. Like I said, can't get rid of them.
Oh.
So a little bit like I really would like just to get rid of this.
Yeah, throw them in for free, and that's a good get rid, do you not think?
This one's got a name. It's called Hew, Hew.
Not
It's
Hugh, as in someone's name.
no. Hew is in like hewing, like the action of to hew.
So it'd be really cool if you had some sort of like hammer or axe where if you shout with it, it flies over to you. Like you shout Hugh, and it comes over. That'd be really cool.
I mean, you could. I mean, there is the dwarven thrower.
Is the other axe called Cry by any chance?
Cry. It's like a magical battle axe. So it's not the big thing like you've got on your back, but it's still like you seem to be axe orientated. When you hit, it's got like it just hates plant creatures or any objects made of wood. It just wants to chop all the time. It's very annoying. Just want to kind of get rid of it. But it is magical. It does. You can hit easier with it. It does more damage when you hit with it, but it deals a huge amount of damage if you ever hit like a plant creature. So the story goes, or an object made of wood.
What about
It was created by a dwarf who had a feud with some dryads and just made like something specifically to kill dryads.
I cover her ears. So how much was it, and how much are you going to sell it to me for?
Normally, like something like of this repute would be about, say, 1,800, 1,700, around that kind of area. But like I said, it's been around for a while, so 1,200. I'll take a 500 gold piece discount from it.
And what's the other axe?
The other one, and this one looks insane. It is solid metal, like which is crazy to make like a weapon out of. But with you, like he's able to pick it up and put it onto the desk, so it can't be that heavy. He struggled with a lot of things, but this one seems to be okay. This one's called the Berserker Axe. However,
is it cursed?
Is it cursed?
it is. It is cursed. Curse is not too bad. I'm not gonna lie. Curse isn't too bad.
Right.
Normally, I'm not going to be selling cursed items. It's not really what we do here, but it is one of the lesser types of them. Basically, all that happens is when you attune to it, as long as you remain cursed by this weapon, you can't part with it, and you must keep it within reach at all times. Also, you kind of have disadvantage on attack rolls of the weapons other than this one, but that's fine.
Oh, so you wouldn't be able to swap between your shield?
Okay.
You could hold a sheet. Well, no, you wouldn't be able to hold a shield because you've got two-handed.
Or the old.
And you'd be at disadvantage on every longsword or crossbow.
What advantage is there to having it then?
Well, I mean, you do more damage with it. It's easier to hit people with. In addition, is also when you finally attuned to this weapon.
How much do you really like it?
Your hit points, your vitality increases for each level you have attained by one. So,
I know I do like.
Mechanically speaking, so I'll come out of character. Mechanically speaking, is you're level 4, so you get 4 extra hit points when you attune to it.
But you would not be having your shield. You would not
My
have
crossbow,
long range.
Yeah.
True. Well, that's not
Your
all.
versatility would
Let
be
me
lost.
sell a bit more to you. Whenever a creature damages you whilst this axe is in your possession, you might go berserk. And when you do go berserk, you must use an action each round to like attack the creature that's nearest to you with the axe.
I was near you last time and you tried to hit me.
That
When you say
was me.
creature,
Please
does
no.
that mean non-friendlies or including friendlies?
It doesn't differentiate. It just makes you go really angry.
No, that definitely sounds cursed to me.
Oh no, he's 100% cursed.
Yeah.
I think
No,
that's a
too much
no.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
I
Maybe
mean,
one
we
day
could
I'll
take
do it.
should we take the other axe?
Hugh.
The battle
Thank
axe, have Hugh.
Yeah, have you? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just put this back into storage then.
Yeah. He's a
Hey,
cursed
we
like
take one.
yeah.
That's fair. I just thought, a lot.
Oh,
Wait,
is there
I feel
anything?
bad
Have you got
because
anything that might suit a druid at all?
Well, how do you feel about tridents?
Oh.
I don't know. Piety, how do you feel about tridents?
And specifically, how would you like to dominate swimming creatures with your with the magic that's imbued within this trident.
Well, it's not
Do
very
they
often we go
consent?
swimming.
What?
We
So
are
like if
adults.
there's a shark around, for example, you can like magically put it under
Dominate.
your will for about a minute.
That could be handy.
Well, I
Really?
could just ask it.
I mean, you could try and ask it, but it might not be too amicable.
Do
to
sharks talk?
asking it.
I mean, I could
She-
wild shape
she has
into
a
a
pretty
shark
good-
and then ask it.
She's got a pretty good way with animals, to be fair.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I can mind link
Pretty
with them.
cool. Pretty cool.
Have you got any staffs? I'm
So
not
it's
really
it's on a beast that
poetry.
has an innate swimming speed, so like a whale. Maybe a whale? Will it dominate a whale? No, okay, fine. I can tell you.
Yeah, I don't think it's a sail there.
It didn't
That's fine.
work out very well with my friend Geppetto. He saw a whale. Didn't go well.
Oh,
You didn't have a whale of a time then.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Moving on.
Longsword. How are we feeling about longswords? Anyone interested in longswords? So you've got a longsword over there.
I like staffs.
Like staffs. Okay, well, I'm get rid of it. Not interested.
Stars or no jewellery, perhaps.
Haven't got. Oh, we
Oh
can come
shit,
to
I've
that.
got lots of jewelry stuff.
Last thing I'm trying
but you don't want
to
curse.
sell is you mentioned flail. Haven't got any flails. Do have a mace. It's kind of like a stationary flail, right?
yeah. What does the
Okay, what does that do?
It's a
Hits
mace of
people.
smiting. So if you attack anything that's like born of artifice, you know, a construct, an individual, a golem, will it hates them. You'll be able to destroy it a lot easier. And if you have like a particularly good strike on it, like a 5%, like a 1 out of 20, her perfect strike with it, it really will hate whatever you hit.
I feel like my axe would do more damage.
I think your axe would do
Okay, we're
more
not
damage.
interested in the mace. That's absolutely fine. I'll put
yeah,
the mace.
that's it.
Now, what was the longsword?
No problem. Oh, I told you about the longsword.
No.
You said you weren't interested in the longsword.
No, well, maybe we are. What's the longsword do?
This one's also got a name. It's called Shatter Spike.
Cool name.
Closed it. There we go. There we go. That was the one that. Oh, right. So, again, yeah, much like all these other ones, it's a little bit easier to hit with this, and a little bit easier to do more damage with. If it hits an object, the hit is automatically a critical hit and can deal bludgeoning or slashing damage to your object of your choice. Furthermore, damage from non-magical sources cannot harm this weapon at all.
What's the catch?
No catch. Perfectly just normal magical longsword.
And you get.
You want to take down
hit with
doors
it.
super quick? Shatter Spike. Bam.
If I get
through
a crit,
door.
I get double thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it might be something you swap the other longsword for.
I +6 to hit the other one.
+6 to hit. Okay, maybe not then.
But usually,
So mechanically wise, it'll be the same with Shatter Spike. You've got +1 longsword. This is also a +1 longsword, but also does something on top of it. It's like
with
a
the
bit of an
crit.
upgrade.
Oh, I want that. I need that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, excellent. So it'll be basically it's the same as the sword that you got right now, except
Yeah.
on top of that, if it hits an object, that hit is automatically a critical hit and can deal your choice of bludgeoning or slashing damage to the object.
Hmm.
Furthermore, damage from non-magical sources cannot harm the weapon.
Or to
So, like-
objects like doors and stuff like that, not actual people.
Not people. It has to be an object.
Can I swap
She
my
does do
sword to
doors,
help
but
with the
not-
price? Can I give?
Well,
you
maybe I can
my
have
main
that.
sword? Oh,
Because otherwise he'll go down in price. Maybe I can have the
my
magic
long
longsword.
sword. Okay, that sounds good.
Sure. Okay, so we'd
Okay,
like.
so how much is the longsword?
Oh, right. 900 gold pieces.
Okay.
Okay, add that to the part. Piety, is there nothing you can
I
particularly
swear I've got,
recommend
like,
for
4
our druid
things.
here?
No. I'm getting to that. I've just got to get the weapons out of the way first. There's
Okay,
quite a lot of stuff
let's-
to go
okay.
through. Let me find. Look. Here we go.
Like, I'm happy not to have the axe if I'm getting a sword. So I'm happy.
Yeah,
to
we'll see what they've got.
Yeah, so
for piety.
we can take the axe off, and I'll stick with the sword.
He goes over to what looks to be a coat rack, one of those just freestanding coat racks, and it's just got a whole bunch of staffs shoved into it. He just bundles them all up and just and lays them out onto the thing. So let's figure out which ones I've got. 1, 2, 3.
I like sticks.
She does like sticks.
Your face.
Here's a joke there, which none of us are going to go near.
But she likes things and she likes sticks. I'm setting myself up here.
So he kind of sorts through. He's like, no, this is no good. And he puts of the bundle that he's got, he pushes 3 towards you.
Ooh.
Number that one. Number that
They
one.
look like sticks to me. Do they look? What do they do?
I think cool. Oh, interesting. 6, 7, 8.
I love that Didge is still stuck in.
Oh yeah, my t-shirt
Three.
is fully stretched for Ditch.
Okay.
But look at Vecna though, so.
So one of them that he pushes over to you as well is looks to be made of almost ivory coloured wood. So very, very pale, and it's carved into the shape of a python. It's quite long, so it's got this big python head. It's very intricate. He says, well, it's just quite interesting, this one. You can use an action to speak this staff's command word, and throw the staff on the ground anywhere near you, within 10 feet, and it's suddenly just turns into a giant constrictor snake under your control, and then acts alongside you during battle or whatever.
Interesting.
That's
Pretty
helpful.
cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And the others?
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. So it's a little bit interesting there. I can kind of gauge this. This one, he puts down a much straighter staff that's inlaid with all of these what looks to be scarab, jeweled scarab object all over it, and there's one massive scarab one on the top. He says, with this one, you can use another command action word to summon either a plague of insects or just a giant insect if you want to. If you'd like to summon
No, we've got the snake one. I think that's
Constructor
a
Okay,
good
not-
thing.
We'll see.
What about the last one?
This one looks almost religious in the way it is constructed. Again, very straight, but this one is inlaid with a lot of gold around it, and is affixed with a cross on the top as well. If you want to, this is a bit dodgy. Probably shouldn't be selling this kind of stuff. But if you want to bend people to your will a little bit, make them a bit more pliable, this is quite a good thing to do it. It was owned by a priest that did kind of use it on his congregation to elevate himself up in his community. But he was found out from it, murdered, and then it's made its way to me. But yeah, it's a very charming staff.
Oh,
Just like a charm a person, command a person, that kind of thing.
Oh,
Maybe you
I
can't
did do
understand
that
languages.
already.
You'd like to understand some languages. You can comprehend some languages from this as well.
oh. That actually sounds really interesting.
Well, both of those are interesting ideas. Down to Pinty then. Are you in the market for a new staff?
I mean, I am in the market for a new staff, but I don't like any of those ones. I'm so sorry. They are lovely staffs, but
Oh, no problem, no problem.
they're not quite singing to me.
That's fair, that's
Have you got
fair.
any nice jewellery?
Jewellery. I'll have a look for you. So we're looking for a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of that, yes.
Okay. Ooh. Cool.
Oh, Piety, did you take your kill count up one?
Oh, thank you. You
Yeah,
made a valid
technically.
point.
Okay. Oh no, we'll do that one first.
I may have WhatsApped you, Tim, possibly, if I'm allowed to be so cheeky.
Oh yes. Oh, no, I did see that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more of a what he's got in stock rather than a thing that you could sort of. He's not a person that you can commission stuff from, unfortunately. It's just pretty much what he's got. Oh, sorry, I was rolling. Okay, cool. Got that one. And this one. Ooh. Interesting. Ooh. Okay, right. He puts down an amulet, a pair of goggles,
Oh,
and some gloves onto the table.
Okay. What are we looking at?
Well, first of all, the amulet, like, it just wafts of like old ale,
Spice.
old ale into your nose. It's like this amulet is one if you like a bit of a drink, and also want to get that kind of like, you put your beer coat on. This can help you. Basically, it's the amulet of the drunkard. Whilst wearing it, you can regain 4d4 plus 4 hit points when you drink a pint of beer, ale, mead, or wine. Once the amulet has restored hit points, it can't do so again until the next dawn.
I feel like Sal should have
Yeah,
that.
that sounds interesting.
It's
Yeah,
it looks
your
like-
character.
It's in the shape of like some hops
yeah,
around your neck.
that sounds interesting. And how much
And
is
how
that?
much is that? Yeah.
This one, a bit of a steal, 600 gold pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, put that over there. Yeah,
Yeah.
You have to
Beer
have
drink.
it.
Beer coat.
These ones, they're in the shape of like an owl looking kind of thing.
The goggles.
Goggles, yes. It's got these owl kind of decor on there. There's big leather straps go around the back. And it's
Night
even got a
vision?
little bit of a beak. Yeah,
I think they can see.
called the
it.
goggles of night. Whilst
Oh,
wearing these dark lenses,
as
you have dark
sun
vision.
can't see in the
But the only one
dark.
that doesn't see in the dark, I suspect they might be useful.
yeah.
Yeah, how much are those?
Yeah, 500 gold pieces.
Yeah, I think they'd be very, very handy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for those affected with, who are not blessed by that dark vision, could be very handy if you're going out.
Everybody
Too
just
wise.
awkwardly looks at Son.
Everyone else's like eyes just like glowing like wolves' eyes.
I look very fetching in those
Um,
goggles.
It's like, hello, I am an owl. Yeah.
And these the gloves
Where are
themselves are looking.
Sorry.
No, these ones, remember?
That's the
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
These are called the living gloves. These are symbiotic gloves. They're made
Oh
of
no!
chitin and sinew, so they look a bit like the carapace of a beetle, plus like musculature like woven underneath it. When you attune to these gloves, you gain one of the following proficiencies, your choice, when you attune to the gloves: sleight of hand, thieves' tools, one kind of artisan tools of your choice, or one kind of musical instrument of your choice.
I heard symbiotic, and I'm just like, is that cursed?
Oh no! It's not, it just kind of works with the person to like give them, imbue them with supernatural, preternatural like ability to like play a lute, for example, if you wanted to, or maybe you want to become a potter and you just don't want to go through the laborious years of training. You can just be a potter. It's good retirement, kind of like a investment, but also like. Yeah, if you need to be an artisan of any kind, would any of you like to paint really well? No? No.
Who knows? I mean, I think it's a very handy tool to have because, say, if Son is not around to open, lock doors when someone forgets their keys, someone else.
But I think we
could do
have a
that.
finite amount of funds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it depends. So how much were the gloves?
Oh, the gloves. They are 375 gold.
Yeah, it's quite.
Nah, I don't think we need those for the amount that
Okay.
we are.
No? Okay. Very well. That's all the jewellery. It's the weapons, the staves.
Armour?
Like armour. Okay, yeah, we'll do some armour for you. See what I got in the back here. Where is it?
You might think about arrows as well.
Oh, you want some ammunition? I got the ammunition.
Yeah, ammunition and armour. Let's see if they've got anything else that's worthwhile.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
I've got
have
some
a lot of
magical ammunition.
arrows.
We've got a lot of normal arrows.
Cool. Oh, okay,
What's
let me
my
have a
goal?
look. Let's see how many arrows got in stock.
We don't want
What
normal
is that?
arrows. he probably won't sell normal arrows.
He just like puts down like a bundle of like mismatched arrows on the table. Like they look like from like maybe 3 or 4 different sets of arrows. So they're all got like different, made of different woods with different flights on them, different lengths. We push them all towards you. All of these are magical arrows.
What have you got for-
68 of them.
Oh, so they're all just random arrows.
What do they do?
Yeah, they're just like a mismatch.
We won't know what they do.
Oh no, they all do the same thing. I've got them all like
Ah.
segmented out. But yeah, all of these 68 do the same thing, but they're just designed by different people, enchanted by different people.
I mean,
What does
so
that
I'm not
actually
going to
do?
lie.
Mechanically wise, +1 to hit, +1 to damage.
I'm not going to lie. I think I'd rather you invest in a good weapon that can be used again rather than an arrow that's expendable.
Yeah. Well, we've said we're going to get that short bow. That's good enough for me.
Okay.
No, how much
Bundle
is the
them.
arrows?
5 gold pieces each.
It's not worth it. We're
That's
starting
not
to spend
worth
way
it.
too much.
Okay.
Let's look at the armor.
So I've got a couple of pieces here for you. See a shield user over there. How about this?
Ooh, shield.
How about this? He slams down a large metal shield that can be carried in one hand like a kite shield.
Mhm.
So it does the normal thing of like what a shield does. But he says also, whilst holding the shield, you get advantage on your initiative rolls and perception checks.
I need it! How much is this?
It's very pricey because it's like imbued with almost sentience. It kind of gives you an almost supernaturally high reaction to anything that may be attacking you around there. It is 1,500 gold pieces.
Sold!
Okay, let's see.
Even if I have to pimp myself out.
I have a feeling that we may be reaching our.
Reaching? We've gone past it.
Yeah, I don't know where we are. Where are we then?
Okay, no, I like it though.
Should we add up what we got put
Oh,
aside?
Out of the
I've
fund
got some.
we have,
I've got some hide armor.
we've gone way over by
Hide armor?
500 gold.
Armor made of hide.
Literally, that's what I wear. Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, cool. So I've got this. It was used by. This is the only one we've got left, but it came as a bundle of 6, and they were one of the pirate families, and they managed to commission like a matching set of 6 armor. This is the only one we've got left. But it allows you. It gives you the swimming speed equal to your walking speed into there. And in addition, when you're underwater with 0 hit points, it causes you to rise 60 feet to the surface. So they used it for like swimming around and stuff. So it's mariner's hide armor.
And how much would that one be?
That one is 1,300 gold pieces.
Yeah.
And we don't wear it. So, Piety, that's your. Are you interested?
For swimming speed, certainly.
So
it was
should
like-
we see what we've got? Can we do a roundup of what we got? I think the X
They
Linus.
still need to be scanned as well.
No.
Can I
Yeah.
double check what
worried
the
about that, to be honest.
gauntlets did?
They
Oh,
would
yeah,
have +1 to intelligence.
So mechanically, what the
first one.
gauntlets of
Yeah.
ogre power make your strength 19,
Oh, was it?
and the headband of intellect makes your intelligence 19.
Oh yeah, it was the
Do
band.
we
yeah.
actually need the headband that much?
I want the headband.
Do
Unless
you
Piety
know
wants
how
it,
much
and
you're
then
getting? It's a very expensive. We went way over budget.
it depends
Well, wait,
how
let's
much
see
we've
what-
got.
where
We
we
found a
went.
freaking
We are
dragon.
way over budget by for like 3,000.
Well, let's see. Let's put. I mean,
Yeah, let's see what we. Yeah, well,
let's see what we really
obviously
want.
the shield is more important.
I don't
so-
think we need scanning either.
I mean, we get that for free, so.
No, we don't. It's 500.
Oh, actually, the sword.
No, that was
maybe
part of
better
the deal with the
shield.
dragon pots and the phase spider was to get the 1,000 credit and 4 free curse checks.
They're not free because otherwise it would have been 1,500.
What? No, he's
No,
tracking
he would
the
have charged
checks.
more. We would have got more money.
We're getting
Yeah, so
store
it's not
credit.
free.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
but you're
more
picking up
store
on
credit.
words. Yeah. Just
You get
ignore
an
him.
additional 500 gold pieces.
No, we
Don't
definitely have
take-
got an additional 500 pieces. It's costing us 500 gold.
But normally it would cost you
It would cost us a lot more, however.
well
it
like
still would cost-
1,300. but he's giving you to 500.
We're getting a huge discount.
But if you don't want the scans, he'll give you 1,500 store credit instead of 1,000.
Well, I think Piety needs scanned rather than all of us.
I don't think any of us need
I
scanning.
think I'd be fine. I'm just doing it because I'm nosy.
Well, let's go through the items. So there was the I definitely would like the ogre gauntlets.
Mhm.
And they were how much?
Gauntlets,
on one side?
17.
17.
1700.
Were they? Okay. Wow.
Can we add up what? So I wanted the headband.
900.
I wanted the sword.
Long sword, 900.
And I wanted the shield.
Well, we did
That
take a shopping.
alone goes over the total.
Oh. I want it all.
I think,
okay.
no, scrap the intelligence band.
Fine. Okay.
I think
You
it's
can come
money
back for
about
that.
the intelligence, yeah.
Let's
You
just
can
say
save
we
up
all
for
get
it so you can
2
come back and get it.
items each.
Well, yeah. So
I mean, even that might be a push.
I'm also happy to, like, if you want to make up the rest of the deficit with your own cash, I'll accept cash.
I mean, that's pretty much what we've got as well.
I thought we had rather a lot from the horde.
Nope, that's definitely what I've been including.
Yeah. So let's just say 2
I've got
items each.
265.
Well, let's see what
gold.
everyone
Let's see
really
what we
wants.
on.
Yeah.
I'll just leave you to
Yeah.
discuss
Yeah,
like what you
figure
want.
it
I'd like
I'm
the
just going to go
gauntlets.
back here and I'm going to start
That's
like
it. That's all I need.
going over the scales and so forth.
Right,
Box
so there's only 2 items I wanted anyway, which was the short
Which?
bow and the short swords.
Short
short sword,
bow was
one.
725, the short sword was 400.
Yeah, so you should end up with both of those.
So I've just spent over £1,000.
That's 1125.
Right. Linus, what are you wanting? Pick 2
The
items.
sword and the shield.
So
Yeah.
the shield was 1500, sorry.
You've already got a nice long sword. You could just have
And
the
the
shield.
long sword was 900. So that was 2.5 nearly.
Go the shield.
The shield
Yeah,
would be
the
a better
shield's-
shout.
A much better item for you.
But
at
I
this
don't
point.
use the shield as. Can you tell me what the shield and the sword do again?
Yeah, so the Shatter Spike does the same as the short sword that you got at the moment, so the +1 to
Yeah.
hit, +1 to damage, but also when you're attacking an object, it automatically deals critical to it.
So I get a double.
On
Yeah, but
object.
that's objects.
On
Doors-
doors and walls.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Objects.
then go.
Yeah,
and
so
then
doors,
what-
walls, tables.
Not okay. And
Not-
what
not
does
creatures.
the shield do again?
So you get advantage on your initiative and your perception checks.
Which is
Yes.
massive.
Okay.
That's
I'll go
really
with the
good.
shield. Yes.
Okay,
Shield
so
it is.
shield. Okay. Salison, what would you like?
The gauntlets.
And the
Just the
amulet.
gauntlets. The
Uh,
gauntlets alone are 1700.
yeah. So if we can only afford the gauntlets, then the gauntlets.
Mighty?
75 plus 1200. Okay, so we've that's for decimals. Okay, so I have 4,385, including the 100 credit. You've
1,000
spent
credit.
2. Oh, apologies, I took off a 0. We've spent 2,795 with the items confirmed so far. I think that the goggles of night are a good shout for
They are.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, that was something extra for me. How much were the goggles? Did we say
500.
500?
They're definitely a good idea.
That's 1,625.
Mm.
So
Other
it's
than
roughly
that-
equatable for everybody.
Hmm.
Everybody's sort of around the 1,500-1,700
Yeah.
mark.
Mighty? What you need?
But none of these really take my tickle.
No.
The hide was quite good, but yeah.
I did like the hide, but it's a lot of money, and
Why
I'm
don't
only...
you go for the intelligence thing?
Why don't I what?
Get the intelligence band.
Because I'm smarter than all of you.
Oh.
Because she doesn't need
There's
it.
nothing to say we can't come back
Thank
for the
you.
hide.
Yeah, we can come
No,
back.
but I mean, could it not make you smarter?
It
Before
could, but I'm okay with that because I'm really good at looking for things and thinking.
Okay.
Before we pay for all this, if we did want to come back in the future, how would we find you? Because it's not that easy. Is there any way we can call the shop to us or alerts us that you're nearby?
If you've got scrying, if you have ability to scry, best way.
Not yet.
Have you got message spells, sending spells?
Do we look like
Contact me. I
wizards?
can tell you where I am.
Have you got some sort of timetable?
No, I don't control it. Unfortunately, it just kind of pops in and out as.
Do you have an item that allows us to scry?
I'm willing to wait on that one. I think we could probably, gain a bit more experience in the world, and then
does
maybe
trigger a
be able to do
memory.
it.
You know when you're back in the castle last session, you're reading Salison, you're reading the note, the envelope that was on the table.
There's a mirror next to it.
Did you pick that up?
No.
Okay, no matter. So no, you don't have any ability to scry at the moment.
Damn.
I've just thought of an item that might be good.
If it were the lioness, she'd have picked it up.
Yeah, true. Hoovered it up.
Do you have like a little lens or something that can help me read different languages, regardless what they are?
Oh, that's like the staff thingy, but you just wanted like a small, like a reading lens.
Just like a pair of
Yeah,
glasses, maybe.
The ability to understand languages or reading, yes.
Well, written word. To read all written word, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. What is that magical item?
Uh-uh.
Oh, have you just made it up?
I mean, I feel like in the
Okay,
world of movies and films,
It exists.
exists.
Yeah.
That could be a reading.
What are these movies you talk of?
So motion picture, those frames when they're enchanted with silent
Shadow
moving
puppets.
image.
Ah.
First level spell. That's not too bad. Okay, let me think. Let me roll. See if he's got
Pair of
something.
glasses with comprehend languages in it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So he scuttles off, and he does come back with a monocle
Oh, that would look good. Yeah.
that's sort of silver filigree around the outside, and then with a nice silver chain attached to it. Says, "This might help. It only works on one eye, I'm afraid. But yeah, it does the thing that you want it to do. Like,
And how much would that
you just have
be?
to like cover one eye and then look down.
We could take an eye out.
It's okay. Digi's eyes go different directions anyway, so.
285.
That's a steal.
Yeah.
Okay, I want that. That's for me.
So the monocle of comprehend languages.
A
Okay,
monocle
so
of comprehension or of comprehension.
comprehend language. It's a wizard spell.
A monocle of Google Translate.
Google
Alexa,
glasses.
read the...
Right.
You know, you just
So-
set up a whole bunch of people that's watching.
Sorry,
Alexa,
guys.
play Never Gonna
No,
Give
no,
You
no, no,
by
Oh,
Rick
that's
Astley.
bad. Let's play Despacito. So we have 1700 for the gauntlets of ogre power. We have 725 for the short bow, the elvish one. We have 400 for that short sword. 500 for the goggles of night, 1,500 for the shield, and 285 for the monocle. Take off our 1,000 credit and our 4 free body curse checks, and that will come to 3,110. And I would like you to round that down to 3,000 for us being such good patrons.
Or throw in the amulet of the
No, the
Yeah.
3,000 is probably
good.
better.
Oh yeah, no, the beer amulet. Throw in the beer amulet.
No,
We
that's
need-
very expensive.
We need to
Oh,
put
was
it
it?
to 3,000.
Yeah.
600.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather, we're spending a lot here. I've given you good trade today. We wish to return as well.
Yeah, I did give you a
guidance.
pretty good discount. Oh, guidance, sure. Yeah.
Well, think of it. Can we not roll a persuasion?
Can we roll charm? Can I roll charm? No, not.
Persuasion.
One of you could aid the other one to do a persuasion check.
Let
so
me do
someone could aid
persuasion.
someone else.
I've got +3. What's your plus?
I'm +6.
Okay,
I
you
have
do it.
guidance.
I'll give you an advantage.
So who
Wait,
would
why
like
is
to?
your so high?
Because that's one of my skill sets.
Took it
But
as
yeah,
a-
he's proficient in it, so he gets to add his proficiency bonus on top.
And plus 4.
You're pretty
Do
persuasive.
you want to do
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, that's
Let me do
free.
persuasion.
Right, I tap guidance on Son's head.
Okay. So you can roll d20 plus a d4 plus 6.
That is a 13 plus 6. from my
19 plus a
side.
d4.
Plus
What have you done
four.
d4?
D4.
Yeah.
So that's guidance.
Does he get advantage with me?
A 3.
3.
Wow.
Hmm.
So that's 22, and then roll it all again. So you
Okay.
got advantage.
Yeah, that was a
You're being-
4.
No.
12 plus 6, 18.
I think the
because
22
that's
is
22.
higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 22. Yeah, with that, he will lower his price down to 3,000 even.
I get
Well done.
3,000 even out.
And on the plus side,
Remove.
because you've done such a big favour for us, we will be back in the future.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, so if you any calls come across any cursed metal item, very reasonable to get that removed from you all. No problem at all. Nominal fee, and yeah, come back and I'm happy
And
to.
if we
give
can
you-
find a vault for
returning
you,
customers.
we will let you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Have you done our checks though? Have you checked us? Because that's the next.
No,
thing.
no.
Not yet,
no.
not yet, we've not done that yet.
No, we'll just do the transaction. So I'll just take the 3,000. So take 3,000 off the
Woohoo!
cash sheet.
And we're gonna
I'm
start-
having to work it
we're-
out in individual coins. Gives us.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'll come to you
Give us a
last, then
minute.
we'll do everyone else's checks ahead. and we'll
Can
leave
I-
parties at last.
Can I add the shield to my inventory?
Yes,
We'll
so
do that in a
everybody
minute.
starts.
Oh,
Everybody
in the
start
break.
doing that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I'll
we'll
do
do
that
a break.
off stream.
So we'll do the curse checks and then we'll go to break.
Ooh.
So number 1, the lioness, no
Ooh.
curses. Nothing that you've got on you is cursed. Clear. Number 2, sun. You step in, he starts casting. Find remove curse. You're fine, clean. Everything's fine. Goes to Salison. Sort of notes that you're an adherent of Ione. So nods to that. Curse over. Fine. No curses. Goes to Piety. Sort of like she's still like pushing the money over to that. I'll let her do that first.
I've done it. I've worked it out. Cool. I've still
Okay.
got a shit ton of copper pieces.
Yeah, it's always hard to get rid of, right?
I have 1,000 gold. Take 1,000, 3,000. I have 385 gold left and copper pieces.
Cool. So
Still
does
got
a
a
hex.
load of crap to sell.
yeah, goes over your items fine. Runs it over you, Party. I was like, Do you want to step out to the back? I don't know if you want to like in front of everybody or
Sure.
sure.
Yeah.
Do you
sure.
want me to
and
come
just-
with you? Like,
It's up to her.
that's right. Yeah,
sensitive.
I mean- I'm not going to say that. I suspect what you're going to say. So,
I imagine you probably would.
Sure. Yes. Let's do that. Yes. Let's do that.
And with that, we'll go to a break.
da da da! Breakdown.
With
Piety goes out to the
everything.
back room.
Yeah.
Yeah, boss Party goes to the back room with this elderly gentleman.
Well, not dodge.
Yeah. So anybody like watching either live on Twitch or if you want on the VODs on YouTube and stuff, you want to go for a restroom break, you can also just pause it if you want to. Get yourself a cup of tea or some water or a snack or
We can
whatever.
update our inventory if we want as well.
Hey!
Exactly. Yes, you can hang out with us for the next sort of 3 or 4 minutes whilst we add. Well, I say we, whilst the players add all their awesome stuff that they support with all the money they've been lugging around.
Goggles of
Money,
night
money.
added.
Yep. Awesome.
Okay, so you know, I only
But
have
guys, do you wanna go
385
first?
gold for the
385.
group funding.
385
That's fine.
gold.
I've
Yeah,
got
but
some
we've still got
gold
other stuff
on
to sell.
me. Do you want
Down
me to just
from,
keep
like-
it?
3,000.
What's
So
the
you
name
feel a
of
lot
the
lighter.
Short sword.
The short sword. Oh, so that one's called. If you search for, because
So
it's
short
a multiple
sword.
thing.
Yeah.
It's not specifically a short sword. I don't think it
Ah.
might come up with arm blade. So search for arm blade. Yeah. And then there'll be a variant that you can pick, which is short sword. You can add that to your character sheet.
Sweet. And what else? I got a certain bow as well, didn't I?
Oh, so your short bow is a +1.
Can I go pee?
Oh yeah, go for it. Go for it. Yeah, of course. Go for it.
Go, go, go.
Go.
Yeah.
So you don't-
Okay, should the girls go first then?
Yeah, you go for it. Yeah, we'll hang out. Boys will hang out and just add their miscellaneous
I don't
chat.
even think I need the pee or anything. I'll just
No.
go just in case.
Okay. And Nick, have you added your gauntlets?
Yes, and I've attuned them.
Cool. Yeah, it's fine to attune your items as well. It takes an hour, like, to sort of mess around with them to really attune yourself to it. But you're not in any rush, you're not in a combat situation. You can just go to the nearest pub and sit down and just start playing with your magical items for an hour, and then you'll be attuned to it. But yeah, now your strength is 19, an impressive 19. That should bump some stuff up for you.
That has bumped up my short sword damage and my unarmed strike damage, I think.
Yeah, so it'll be your hit with your short swords and your damage to short
Oh,
swords.
yes, my hit's gone up too. Yeah, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's really done me a favour.
Yeah. Well, what are you like, a +6, +5?
+6, yeah.
Yeah. And you were +1 before, I think.
Yeah. +3.
Oh, +3 to hit and +1 to damage, yeah. So you're now
Is there
+6 to
any
hit and +4 to damage.
advantage to having these arm blades compared to the short sword? There's not is a it's hidden.
Yeah, and they're also actually a magical item as well. So there might be creatures that you come across that say they have resistance to non-magical items,
Yeah.
which means they take half damage. So now that when you're attacking with that is considered to be a magical item. So it would
Which is why I was after the
Longsword.
Linus's longsword, just because I wasn't really going to use it unless
you needed to. Yeah,
I needed to.
Yeah, unless you're attacking something and you know it's like not doing any damage to it or doing like half damage. So yeah, it's wise to keep like that kind of stuff around.
And the short bow +1 automatically adds the +1 onto the hit anyway, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, as soon as you just add it onto your character sheet, it'll
So
be
that
hit,
counts as a
+1
magical
damage.
attack, doesn't it?
Yeah. If you had ammunition with it as well, it'll give you an additional +1 to hit and additional +1 to damage. But then you'd have to, you'd also have to go and retrieve the
I honestly thought we were much more cash rich than that.
Yeah, I
To be
thought
fair,
you might have been a little bit, but
Because we found
you've got like gold. You've got art objects which have a gold value attached.
Yeah, we need
which
to.
you can also trade.
sell. We have jewelry
also,
as well,
I think you've got jewelry. You've also got gems
and
as well.
books. So yeah, we've probably got enough to sell and come back.
Yeah.
You can trade. You can trade with gems if you want to trade with gems instead of coins. That a lot of
Definitely
people
for
would
next
accept
time, but I
gems.
think we've definitely spent way too much time shopping.
That's fine. Every episode, well, not every episode, but every campaign needs a shopping episode now and then.
Absolutely.
Otherwise,
Oh, I feel much better for this shopping episode. So surely to you, +1 bow,
I do like my bow. It's the short bow though, so that's.
And you can now see in the dark.
Seen in the dark.
you might look like a
Probably-
brat, but you
Well,
can now
that's
see the
nothing
dark.
new. To be fair, it does look like a prat. But that night
But of
vision
course-
is going to make things so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
and
now
I've
the
just
entire
remembered-
party's got it.
As well, Tim, we need to look into that for when we do use the maps. That special little token I can use for the stream.
Yes, absolutely. We do need to look at that. Yeah. I didn't realise that was a thing until it was suggested in chat. So thanks, chat, for that as well.
That's
Can't remember
stream.
exactly what it was last week, but yeah.
Yeah, that ghost object, ghost token, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Is it now
So all I
to
need to do
move-
really is just like assign it to you, and
Yeah.
you can just move it around. It'll just be
So
invisible.
basically,
open.
Nick, when
It allows
we
them to
stream,
see.
we could only see what
around
I could
corners,
see,
yeah.
but was very limited. Whereas this ghost token, I think, will actually show more of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it means I can move that for just cam purposes rather than move my character.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good idea.
I can't remember
Yeah,
who
so I'll
suggested
give it,
that
like,
in the last
same-
episode, but thank you. That was really, really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think
makes
about
sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this starting out and want people's feedback in the chat. This is
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
good.
Yeah. Why don't you just use a ghost person? Oh,
Oh, just-
It's like someone came up with the having the dice in the Digbot. I think it was Fuzzy. But yeah, having the dice where you can roll them, which is brilliant.
That's a really good idea. Yeah. So,
Anything like
top
that, please
tips
put in the
from
chat, and we will read the chat later.
Yeah.
And go through it all. But yeah.
I've lost connection to my voicemail. I'm probably not going to use it. That'll be okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. If I need it, I can just use it manually. Talking to myself now.
yeah. It's fine.
Happens when you get to my age.
You're not the
Or
oldest
when
here,
you-
though.
No.
I don't think even the second
Feel it.
oldest here right now.
I might be. I think we're the same age, aren't we?
Possibly, am I not slightly older?
Maybe. Who knows? I was about to ask, and I was like, that's information we probably someone put out on the stream, really.
That's something
And
for
also-
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my
We're only
my social
24.
security number is
Yeah.
We're only 24.
24.
Nick's actually 85. He just looks so damn good.
There's a picture of him aging in the loft somewhere.
Yeah.
Considering Tabitha didn't need to go to the sort of facilities, that she's certainly making a meal of.
Playing with.
It's probably because of the dog. Yeah.
Oh,
Tim,
fair
if
enough.
you need to go, go. Because I'm good at the minute.
No, I'm right. I'm good. I'm good to
Well,
carry on
get-
as soon as I get back.
I'm going to check on the dog.
Yeah, go for it. We'll hold down the fort here.
But yeah, shopping
I'm
episodes. There's
Yeah.
no hurry. Shopping
There's no
episodes
hurry.
are definitely interesting. The amount
Yeah.
of like different variations of items you could have in the shop based on the dice. It is just down to luck. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this one is a little bit more random based. There are shops out there that have got like solid items that persist in them that wouldn't be random. But it's just because this is a shop of curios, and it's so magically unstable. It's a kind of like a crapshoot as to whether like stuff hangs around in there as well.
I've
Oh,
just thought,
amazing.
how we're going to break it the Nick that we don't have enough money for horses.
Oh no!
Oh shit, yeah.
Uh-oh.
We've got items we can trade and gems we can trade. So
Yeah, you got fungible items like, as you mentioned, gems. You've got art objects.
those chains.
You picked up
and
like a bunch of
stuff.
chalices and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's stuff that you can either trade like at value, or sell and get
Are
money.
you playing with flashy earphones there?
They're very cool. When did you get them?
In my Amazon parcel right now.
Awesome.
Do you want the bad news? Because of the
Um,
green screen, it's taken out the lights.
Oh no! I'm trying to stop them flashing. I haven't figured out how to do it.
Oh, it's a Mendo.
You know what? I've got instructions. Give me a sec.
Hey, Mendo.
I told you she'd be with the dog.
You got a Mando.
Doggo!
I love that Artie is completely trained to fetch him when Mando Ian runs away. I'm just like,
Oh, really?
Artie,
He herds
Mando,
Mando.
and he herds him to me. It's amazing.
That's so good. That's
Good
really awesome.
doggo.
Oh, after the break, we switched to caffeine.
Is this
Ooh.
the package with your LAN cable in? Piety?
Or what should have been.
You
Is
don't.
that-
You
No,
don't
No,
drink
this
coffee.
was one of my
Don't
mum.
drink coffee.
My mum bought it, not me.
Oh,
So
fair enough.
You don't drink
Aw.
coffee. No, don't. Don't.
Good
I don't think I
boy.
can get rid of the flash.
Can I add what was my shield called?
Your shield's
it-
very cool.
Sentinel shield.
Well, I'm gonna go pee.
Coffee!
Okay, yeah, you go do that.
Coffee!
Do you want me to find it?
Oh
for
wait,
you?
no, not here. Right.
Oh,
No, not in the corner of your
I
room.
found it.
Found it? Cool.
It's a fact.
You might need to attune to it, so do the same thing as you did for the ring of protection as well. Just scroll down to the bottom. If it needs attunement.
Don't think it has that choice. Oh, does that mean I have to keep these ones on?
Well, I mean, the flashing lights might be okay. It just doesn't. It doesn't get picked up.
That's fine. I'll feel cute.
Yeah, exactly. Just therefore.
But if it doesn't get picked up, as long as I look and it looks cute, it's fine. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna swap out.
Oh, I might have to refresh it. I might have added two. Wait,
When did you order those?
order what?
The headphones
What's my headphones?
with the ears, the flashy ears.
Oh, I put them on my wish list.
Cool.
Do you know what? I just want to say thank you so much to like you guys out there that have bought me like the little timeout chair
That's
and
very
the
cool.
dice tray. Like
She has a
my
very
community-
cool dice tray. I'm very jealous of the dice tray.
It's an amazing. It's on Amazon. It's like I think it's like a poker, not a poker one, but it's like a gambling one. But it's
Right.
so big. It's really nice. Yeah,
That's very
you
cool.
can get it on Amazon. I think they're like £30, but
Yeah.
yeah, you can't eat it.
A lot of room.
It's a
Like,
lot. Because when we used to play, I used to stand up to roll my dice because I felt like the little ones are too small. Yeah. Oh yeah, I added 2 sentinel shields. Let me just take one.
Your dual wielding shields.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
how do I delete it?
Well, yeah.
When you click on it, it'll be a remove at the bottom.
I'm feeling much stronger.
Yeah.
Good.
Wow, let's really shove that stat up.
Sweet, I've got one now.
Now I've still got to do something about the intelligence.
So it's got plus.
Well,
2
save your
and
pennies.
Yeah.
Well, Hodges
I know
has
where to
an
come.
advantage on initiative rolls, cool, and wisdom perception.
He is rather stupid.
So do I actually have to
Intelligence of 8.
have it equipped, or is it always holding on me?
Let me double check. I think it's just now you're attuned to it. You
Oh,
don't
I
have to
am
keep holding
attuned to it. Yeah, because I've got a little A in front of my initiative.
So, like,
Yeah, so that denotes advantage.
Yes, and then
And same for perception. You have a little A next to it as well.
I can't see an A next to my perception. Oh, yes, I do!
That's there to remind you that when you roll perception, you roll with advantage.
Yeah.
I think
you
that
get to roll
perception,
twice regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
Oh,
we'll
actually,
double
this is a great shield. Actually, yeah, I really like it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got the shield.
Yes.
That was good
The
shield.
shield made
You're like,
sense.
everyone, all of you guys are like, get the shield.
Yeah,
not
the shield
sword.
and obviously the bow and the night vision
Goggles.
glass is definitely a good idea.
Yeah.
That was a good
Groovy.
shopping trip. Yeah.
Right. Shall
And
we,
too much shopping.
if we're ready, return back to the story?
Fuck.
It's been
Lovely.
4 or 5
Can
minutes
I
now.
just say sorry? Whilst I was on the loo, I did check
Yes,
my
you can
phone.
say sorry. That's it. That's all you need to say.
No, I saw a
You're
silly
oversharing
comment.
again.
Sorry, it annoyed me, and it was like cosplay is art; it can't be judged. I'm like, well, if you enter your art into a cosplay competition with rules,
Then you.
of course it can be judged. Come
Fight me.
on,
Fine.
Fight
Send me a link.
You're
I'll have
literally
a
asking to be judged.
yeah. You're literally saying, please judge me. I want to win the prize.
Sorry. Art can't be judged. All those art competitions are just bloody redundant out in the world then. Who knew?
Yeah.
Also, is that not what an art critic does?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what an art critic
And
does. There's people professionally
my
paid
teacher?
to do it.
And as a little segue for anybody watching, we are actually at Insomnia at the weekend.
We are this weekend.
4 of us are working with Ubisoft for the Assassin's Creed cosplay
So
competition.
enter it.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to enter, we will take some last-minute submissions. And you can wear boat costumes. There is a prize for best performance for anyone wearing the boat costume, and there is an overall one. Please correct me if I'm wrong here, guys. But if you've created your own costume, you can win Best of Show, which has a big, lavish, grand prize. We'll post the link in the chat at some point, or check our Twitter feeds because the links are pretty much on there all the time. But
Our
we'll be
socials have
Insomnia.
shared them already. You'll be able
Yeah.
to find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be at Insomnia in the next few days. So please, if you see us, come say hi.
I have a cosplay table. Come and say hi all day as well.
Ah!
I'll be there
probably be
trashing it.
taking your face.
Yes, just hang
I'll
out
be
by the
stressed.
table.
I'll be
You can
stressed
hide out.
behind a
Yeah.
laptop.
Just to be clear, we're not there as guests for the D&D. We're just there.
We are there with Ubisoft.
Hey guys, you need to come and celebrate
not in
my
the cosplay
We
area.
can ask.
getting older.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you'd
We
like
are
to see
there
us do a
with
live
Ubisoft.
show at Comic-Con, let us know and we can try and sort one out.
I'm sure Cos Expo
Oh,
said
the right
that we
people.
could do one.
Because Expo have said we can. No pressure, Kenny.
Yeah, April next year. And who knows, maybe we can try and sort somewhere else out as well. Hint, hint, Tabby. Have a word.
I know. I'll ask Wells.
I mean,
Maybe we get a load of cosplayers to act out the monsters and do the encounters. I don't know, there might be
No,
something.
what I was thinking is we actually do a one-shot where there is us 4, but the audience is a player, and I'll go out and get them to roll the dice for the player and make decisions for the extra players.
Or everyone makes different decisions.
Yeah.
They have to be
I've
chaotic.
not done that.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
the name. So yeah, we'll choose a different person from the audience each time to roll the dice and make the decisions for that player.
hey, that
Interesting.
certainly would be a chaotic quest.
Yeah, it definitely would.
Exactly.
Gotcha. But
Anyway,
Great.
Tim.
Right. We'll go
Right,
back.
yes. You're back to not be
So the three of you are left in the cursed curios main floor. Yes, party.
Just before like she starts following him, she's just gonna grab the lioness's hand and just start pulling her with her.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the lioness you get to go in there as well.
I was going to listen at the door. I'm so glad you're
That does raise
Advantage on perception checks. Shit.
Yeah.
Can I just bring something up? Don't I already have an inkling of what this could be? And isn't Piety aware that I already have an inkling of what this could be?
I'm
as
not
well?
aware.
No, party's not aware that you might know, but you did see something.
Okay.
I'm only aware that
Stream
she
doesn't know.
shares my own proclivities.
Ooh, this
Yeah.
is getting interesting.
So there we go. So anyway, yeah, we'll go back to.
So
Stream
there.
right now, we're like, what the hell is going on?
Just so I'm not making people take off headsets when they don't need to. What is your intention once he tells you the thing that you already know in front of the lioness? Are you going to come back out? Yeah. Okay, then we'll probably do like ears off for just Sal and Sun for the time being. So I'll give you a thumbs up when we're ready to come back. It won't take long.
Okie dokie.
Bye,
Okay.
guys. I'll mute my mic as well.
Nick, don't do that. So I'm
No,
here.
yeah, Nick, don't.
Yeah, so he takes you to the back room, closes the door.
And,
I
takes you
tighten
inside.
her hand, like so,
Okay.
like not too tight, but no.
Just, like,
her
crush her
hair.
hand.
Yeah.
I just hold Linus's hand and I'm just like,
room.
don't freak out, don't freak out. Don't freak out. Promise me you won't freak
What
out
happened?
and hit me again.
What? I would never hit you. It was that stupid dragonborn.
No, yes, you're right. That was something else.
You know I would never harm you.
Also,
Or did. I love you both.
Yes. So Tarpin, please tell me what you know. You're probably the first person I've come across that's a bit more informed about this.
Yeah, well, so it
Convinced
seems that, I'd like to preface this with it's a little bit of bad news, but it's not probably as bad as you think it is.
What did you find?
Probably have noticed that you don't share some affectations that has the
I
other one.
think your pet dog is having a really good time here.
Oh, no, don't worry about him. He's getting on a bit. He's happy to play around in the back there. Leave him some toys and
Okay.
finger now and then. But you are at some point in your life, in the past. I don't know quite when. You've transitioned since then.
What happened? I put my arm around Piety and I'm sort of just comforting her.
You
What?
have been infected with a vampiric curse. You're basically a vampire.
I dropped my arm. Do you know this?
Have you guys not noticed I've not eaten any food near you?
No. No.
Also,
Wait, do
I
you
have
do?
18 rations if you want some of those. I'm not going to eat
You
them.
don't eat food? What do you eat?
Not that food. So, I think it happened about 190 years ago, roughly. give or
How
take.
old are you?
I don't know which side of the camera she is.
Should be you're right.
Wait, do you want to eat me?
No, absolutely not.
If you bite me, do I turn into a vampire?
No, it takes a little bit more of a horrific experience for that to happen.
If you ever want to talk about what happened to you, I am here for you.
Thank you, and thank you for not freaking out.
I mean, I'm a little freaked out.
Yes, I've
Why
noticed.
have you not eaten us?
I try not to eat just anyone.
Do you
I'd
have
rather
to
not. I
train
eat what I
yourself
have
up?
to. What?
Okay, so you don't have to chain yourself up at night to stop your urges like a wolf or anything.
No,
You're the
that's only if I don't feed. If I don't feed, there is a risk of me going feral.
Thank you for trusting me. We will make sure that will never happen. We will look after you.
Well, let's just say when I offer to get rid of someone, it really does help me out.
Ah, so when I interrupted you by the tree, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
I just wanted to help with the body.
It's fine. I found a meal elsewhere. It's okay.
Ditch, is he a vampiric pigeon too?
No, he's fine.
just stupid. He wouldn't survive.
Did you find
without
anything
help.
else? Is she going to turn into a bat?
So it's what happens basically is when a vampire of a certain kind of power feeds upon a creature, they have several options. They can either bleed them completely out, leave them a husk, and they wither away, or they can choose to turn one of them into one of their spawn or their kin, which involves like feeding upon them. Then they feed upon the sire and so forth. And occasionally, what happens is when they're fed on someone, haven't quite fully killed them, they can come back as like a type of vampire called a Dampier. They don't have the problems with sunlight, and a few other issues.
I think back. Have I seen her in sunlight?
Yeah, you walked in sunlight.
I'm
It's fine.
fine. in sunlight.
But they do also have things like they need to feed every so often, and they don't need to breathe, for example. It's very squeaky.
Yes, you may have noticed that time with the water and the mask. There's some really bad door hinges in the
Yeah, there
back.
are some bad door hinges. Yeah.
The restaurant next door, yes, they have like one of those,
Ah.
I bang on the wall. Be quiet out there! Squeaky bed.
Yes, no, when I wore that turtle mask, it actually made it so that I could only breathe if I was submerged in water. To which, if any of you had worn it,
armor.
you guys would have suffocated. However, I don't need air, so I was fine.
I go like
It's
that
quite
to her.
lucky.
Yeah, I mean, there's no breath.
I take her pulse.
There's also no pulse.
We will not tell the others. I don't know how Sal would take the news.
No, considering he's declared he doesn't like dead things, and he doesn't like. Yeah.
Your secret is safe with me.
So you know more about this curse, and she's looking at Tarpon. I've been like this for a while.
Yeah, but
Can
we
this
say
be
190.
looked at, or is this a perma?
Well, I can remove it. However, it would result in you are 190. So I don't think tieflings
207
live.
actually, but
I don't think tieflings live that long.
No, we don't.
It's a bit beyond my pay grade. A little bit. I don't know if there is anything you can do to but if I was to remove the curse, you would then be a 207-year-old tiefling, and so I imagine would accelerate age very, very rapidly and to that age. I don't know how long it would take.
Is this something you want to get rid of?
I mean, if I wish to have suicide and insta-death, maybe.
No, but if you want, I can make it a mission to find some way to help you, if that's what you're asking.
I mean, I've been wandering the lands for quite a while, and this is the first I've ever come across anything. Yes.
What are we going to tell the others?
We tell them when they notice.
No, they're going to ask what he found.
Bad luck.
Bad luck. Okay. How about
Definitely.
you have an urge to taste things?
That's technically not incorrect.
Not incorrect. and that's why you lick everything. That makes so much sense now.
Well, I can't eat anything else.
Okay, we'll say it's bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bless you for taking this very well.
Have you seen many vampires before?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not really. No, they don't tend to.
We'd
frequent
like you to keep this
shops.
between us.
Of course, yeah, I agree. It's no problem, But
Right,
want to share
no
that kind of
customers
information. I
Asking,
presumed, yeah.
no one charms you and you tell it them because you're charmed.
It's going to be very difficult for someone to come in here in my own house. Step up to me in my own house, Tarquin Tops. It's fine. I've got a lot of things on my position. The choice kind of magical things I keep for myself. So don't worry, I'm pretty well stocked.
Right.
Shall we tell the others that we've got rid of your curse? Your bad luck
No,
curse? Okay.
no. Mostly because I'm a bit of a weirdo. So if anything, I can use it. So I'll use it as it's a good cover up for if any strange things happen if it's still around.
Okay. One night when we are on watch, I want to know if you want to tell me. I'm here for you to tell me what happened.
It's not for the faint of heart. I'm telling you that now.
Well, I'm a lion. I've got a brave club.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe another day. This is a lot for you today. Let's talk about that another time.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Miss Tarquin. I hope we can be
Tarquin
friends.
I see no reason why not. No, you haven't
Tarquin
talked to me, and you've been very polite and given good trade. More than happy to welcome you back.
Hopefully we can find you again.
I hope so too. If you ever find like scrying or like ascending, it doesn't have to be extra planar, but it could help. And brand up.
If I get a little bit better at my magic, I might be able to find you.
Lovely. Well, until then, I'll let you out, and you can rejoin your friends.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Pleasure. He opens the door for you, so I'll give everybody the thumbs up.
Yep. You can
Nick.
put your thing on. Yeah.
Although I imagine at this point, like Nick did get half of that.
Oh yeah, because I just
Yeah, I got like one half of
It's
it.
half been on there.
Better
Yeah, I
than
kind of picked
Paul.
up on the fact Nick would have heard most of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I totally forgot. Sorry.
But it's absolutely fine. You can.
I could have told him to get out the
Yeah,
room.
Nick could be like doesn't know. anything.
I've been role playing
Nick
for some
doesn't
time. I can
know.
not.
Nick knows,
Nick
but
knows.
Saracen doesn't
So,
know.
No.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, not really.
As I
Fine.
come out,
Sal doesn't really care.
I go, lady problems.
Okay. Tarquin looks going, oh, okay. Sort of shuffles off to one side and allows you. It's like, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for
business with
all
you.
that you have done for us today.
Of
It was a
course.
pleasure to
Yes.
meet you.
Monocle.
And if you're still in town and I'm about, and you have any desire
Drinks
to come
on
back
us.
for any of the items, sure, I'm up for a drink. I can't leave the place.
That's
'Cause
fine.
if I step out and it
I
disappears,
reach out and I give him a bit of my wine. Try
Oh,
this, try this.
he'll take a little bit of wine. It's like, it's quite fruity.
Sweet. Wait, how many glasses? Can I do it in glasses? How many glasses of wine do I have left?
You had so many servings, I think it was.
Is it so? Yeah, I don't know how to. Right.
Well, I've got. I've
you
put the
keeping track
barrel
of
in
the
there,
wine?
so you've got 127 pounds
That's a lot
of wine.
of wine.
Oh yeah, I can see the barrel.
That's it.
Did you transfer over the brandy to me yet?
I don't think I even had the brandy in my inventory list.
Where did the brandy go then?
You've got the brandy. I gave it to you.
Right, so you just told me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. This is why I have the bag of holding, guys.
You have 57.6 liters, so that's
Left.
something like
Ooh.
70 bottles of wine.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool,
glass
night's
wise,
worth.
if it's a large glass, that's like 210 large glasses of wine you've got.
Okay, so shall I write a list of how much wine I have?
Sure.
Or,
Every time we take one, just like make a little tally mark, and then we'll
Yes.
tally up at some point.
Okay, I need
But you're not going to be going out of
anytime soon.
anytime soon with wine.
Sorry,
In fact,
so
it's probably
how
just gonna
many
spoil.
glasses did you say I had left? 70 large.
I will. I'll do a precise one if you would like.
Yeah,
me
go
to.
on.
This is 250 mil.
I'm a simple
Quite
person.
precise.
You said
Bills.
when you're in school and you're like, I'll never use maths.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the only subject I failed.
But they
It's
also
okay.
said that you'd never carry a calculator around.
Yes, they did.
That's
That's
also
literally
true,
what I was
yeah.
going to say.
So, yeah, they
We've got
literally-
calculators in our pockets. It's fine.
Yeah.
Divide by 0.25. 200. You got 230 glasses of wine.
Yes.
You now have 229 glasses of wine.
Okay, yeah.
229 glasses of wine. 229 glasses of wine. Get one up and drink it down. 228 glasses of
Where
wine.
did the wine come from again? Was that the
Oh, where did you get that from?
Orcs?
It was
Were
one
they
of
the Orc one?
It was
Was he-
Glassstaff's place.
Yes,
as
that's
well.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm just going to sell it as
Under that
this
mansion,
is luxury wine from a wizard's
Red Rock. Yeah.
dungeon.
Okay, right, everyone. So I'm going to
Wizard
start
wine.
like, okay, we need to start thinking of going.
Cool. And you are
We've
out.
tallied here long enough.
Just so you know, I'm still cursed, but it's fine. We'll deal with it. Let's go.
It'll
Oh, talking about that.
always be weird.
Yes, true.
I pull Piety aside. Do you want to give me your food? Have you got any bacon?
Sure. Yes, food for Didge for you to feed him. I'm just going to give all my rations to the lioness.
How many rations have you got?
That's because she's
18.
always hungry.
Ah, awesome. I would take
She's
all
always
18
hungry.
rations. Let me up my ration.
Let me remove mine. So I don't
So
need-
nothing suspicious there.
No, I'm feeding.
Can I roll a perception check?
inside.
You don't
Insight.
need to. There's 18 rations that have just been handed off past
No,
behind you.
it's
You
more
can
the
just see them.
secrecy. Pick it
They,
up.
Inside.
they both went in. You don't need to roll a perception check or anything, or an insight check or anything like that. They went in together. He took them away from the rest of the group to tell them something. He was doing a curse thing, putting two and two together. Like, Piety's probably cursed with something, and only the lioness knows.
The only curse that I've noticed is just really weird. Is there a
Wait.
curse of weirdness? Maybe.
18,
Of
That's a
licky
case of
tongue.
bad luck.
Yeah.
23.
The curse
I
of
hear
licky
that's a
tongue.
girl's best friend.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But you've
I've
seen
got so
something.
much food.
Right, should we get on with doing what we're supposed to be doing? We've done the shopping bit.
You
I
if
mean,
we
we've
want
done
to get
half
rid of
of
the.
it.
Do you
To go
even?
get horses.
No, we
Right,
can't
so we-
get horses.
We want to
Are we
sell
going with
our
the plan
normal
of-
We can
stuff.
trade
We need-
gems and artifacts that we have.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
Or do you want to just go and find a?
No, we need to find out the
trader?
normal blacksmiths.
I've got a shite ton of longbows, daggers,
Yeah, that's right, we've got lots of
spears.
long-
There must be
weapons.
something around. Let's look around. There
But
must be
Sun does
something
make
down
a
here.
point. We could sell our pearls and get gold and stuff because I've got.
We'll find a
some gems.
jeweler's as well then.
Yes.
Yeah. If it's just mundane items like that, and you're not interested in like too much of the actual sort of trading side of things, just selling them outright, I'll just give
Yeah.
you a flat fee for it. If one of you wants to roll haggling check, so if you want to do like a persuasion check,
Of course she does.
Shall I
Yeah.
do persuasion, seeing I've got the highest?
Yes.
Okay.
Guidance.
okay, yeah,
Advantage.
you get advantage and guidance. So
That is 16 plus 6, that'd be 22.
yeah, roll good.
And
Roll your
again.
D4.
Oh, my D4,
For
sorry.
the guidance, you forget the D4.
I keep forgetting about the. That is a 1, unfortunately, so that's 23.
It's still one extra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's one
okay,
you
Yeah.
wouldn't have.
roll for advantage. That was a 1.
So not.
So we'll ignore that.
So probably another one then.
That was 23,
That's still high.
22? 23.
Right.
23. Yeah, 23. Yeah, that's fine. So you get pretty much a pretty good price for all the stuff. Just tell me what you are selling, and I'll give you a price for it.
Right, let's dump our shit.
Shit.
Right.
What is a
Ready.
Carnelian?
It's a type of, I think it's an orange gem.
Carnelian.
A carnelian, yeah.
So this isn't. Oh wait, are we doing gems and stuff here as
We're doing
well?
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting rid of a lot.
Well, what you can do is, you don't actually have to trade them for cash money. You can use them as money. Like people will take it. It just means that you can't like break it down. So,
But they're
something's
also
25
lighter
gold
to
pieces.
carry around
Yeah, they are.
than
So you're not having to carry like
coins.
50 pounds of coin. You can just have one small gem.
You ready for my weapon dump?
Yes. I will. Got my calculator. Go.
Aha!
Big jobs.
Light crossbow, 25.
Cool.
25 gold, one light crossbow.
Yeah.
2 daggers, 2 each.
Okay. 1 second.
We bothered picking those up.
Yeah. Got that. Good.
4 longbows, 50 each.
Okay. Got it.
3 scimitars, 25 each.
She's a bit of a collector.
4 spears, 1 each.
That's easy. Easy maths.
I think that's actually it, unless anybody else has weapons.
I've
they're
got
holding on to.
stuff. Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah, hit me.
I have.
So
It
feel
says
free to take them off.
javelin.
I am
It doesn't say where are my normal javelins. It doesn't say how many javelins.
So
I
your
have
javelins.
my old short bow. So one short bow at 25.
Wait, are you going next? Yeah, do him next.
It's just because I had a handy, and a dagger at 2.
Yeah, with your javelins, Tabitha, it's on your. If you click your inventory tab, and it's sort of down near the bottom-ish.
Oh yeah, normal ones. I see it.
Javelin 5, yeah. So you got 5 of them.
So if you can get rid of those.
Yep.
1 machete.
Oh, that's a malachite,
Oh shit!
which
Sorry.
is a gem.
My dyslexia was like machete. Okay, ignore that. The short sword.
1 second, I'm just going to add that 12.5 plus the short sword, which is 10.
The splint armor.
Oh, you're going to start with splint as well. That's 200.
And 2 hand axes. Or did I do those?
Axes.
No.
And they're 10 as well. So you can go ahead and delete all that.
Okay.
Delete.
I think the javelins for you. Yeah, you can do the rest whilst I'm totaling this up. So that's what you buy it for. You don't get that full amount. That's just like the listed price.
Oh, can I get rid of my other shield, my older shield as well?
Yeah, why not? It's just lumber wood.
Yeah.
True. Unless you want to use it as like a sled for someone.
No, it's fine. I'll do
That's
it.
10.
Or a paddleboard
Yeah.
Or like a really big frisbee.
for a really big dog.
So, as a general rule, like undamaged weapons, armor, other equipment fetch half their cost when sold in market. But you did do well with your haggling. You got a 23, so I'm going to give you 75% of its asking value.
Ooh.
Good bit of haggling
Are
there.
we going to
Like,
give the money straight to Piety?
Yep.
She just holds the bag out.
I'll round up, but you get in total 434 gold pieces.
Cool. Do you want to get rid of some of the gems and stuff like that?
The
No,
gems
I
you can
just-
keep as is.
No, they're
and you
like
can use
money.
them as
Yeah.
money.
Cool. Yeah. Sorry.
It's a
you said
version
that.
of money. Yeah.
Sorry,
So it's
can
like
you
having
read
like
the can you read the total to me again? Sorry.
434. Yeah.
434.
They'll round up to like the nearest gold piece for you.
434 gold, yes?
That's right.
Okay. Still under 1,000, but it's fine.
That's a healthy amount of money.
Yeah.
Some walking
Oh,
around
it's-
money, that is.
Healthier an hour ago.
Yeah, but we feel so much better.
We feel lighter.
Definitely. I mean, the bag of holding did most of the heavy lifting there for you. But
I've removed those items as well.
lovely. Clear count.
Piety, do you want me to give you all my gems? Because I've got a ton of gems and stuff.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Bag of holding.
I have
Yeet.
4 gold pieces.
I'm going to keep my gold
I mean,
pieces. Yeah.
keep
I'll
some
put
gold on your
that's what I'm
person,
saying,
you know?
yeah.
Cool.
Like some
Food.
pocket money for yourself.
Never know when you want to get pickpocketed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, I have 4 malachite.
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure I've got a list of all this somewhere.
Ooh, I have 1 pearl.
Yes. Some of these have got like custom prices to them. The pearl is
I
fine.
think I
Which is
still
100.
have a list of when they were all picked up. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, so 2 paradots, 30 each. 1 pearl, 100 each. 4 malachites, 10 each. And then you've also got carnelian, 1 of 10 each.
Where's that
There's a
one?
10
Oh,
gold
that's the
piece
top.
carnelian,
Yeah.
4 10-piece malachites, 1 100 gold piece pearl, and 2 30-piece paradox.
So I'll
Yep.
delete them from my list now, yeah?
You happy with that?
Yes.
Party?
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you can delete those.
Delete.
So short sword's gone, splint's gone, all the
Delete. Yeah.
work stuff's done. It's all going to the pot, and you just have to hope that Party just doesn't abscond with her newfound riches.
No,
Well, she
she
hasn't
told
so
me
far.
a secret.
I got Son's money back.
True.
Come here then.
Or did you get it just back for yourself?
No, I gave it to
That's who
him.
knows. For now, no, it's fine. Yeah,
Right, so
You...
done.
Oh,
That's all
we-
the miscellaneous stuff gone.
so we're gonna charter passage.
Yep, we need the
Oh,
charter
did you
passage.
guys want lunch?
Let's get
Lunch.
let's get the horses, the chart, and everything done, and then we know we can relax.
Well, the horses will get the other end.
Are you sure? Will it actually be
Yeah.
horses?
Does anyone know where we should be going?
Should we not try and teleport back?
Where from?
Yes, why don't we ask that shop owner at the tackle
Knuckles Tackle.
place?
Yeah, we
Nicky
can go.
Knuckles Tackle.
We do need to investigate that now, but we. Okay, let's go and investigate that first. It's on the way back anyway.
It is on the way to the docks. So if you want to do the docks thing, what I would say is if you're looking for teleportation, there's a wizard school here.
There's also a wizard school.
Ah, well, that's going to save us a lot.
So
of
they
trouble.
could send us to Red Rock potentially.
If that's something they offer. I'm just putting out there as a wizards create teleportation circles. There's a school here. So
Let's
I'm
go.
there's
sure
no
we can
guarantee
pay-
that they'll do it. It's a bit
Well, we
like
can pay
just
them.
walking
We
into
have-
a high school and be like,
We've got a couple of tomes that they might want in exchange.
I
maybe.
know, that's why I held on to them.
Yeah, but the great thing is about wizard schools, yes, they have students, but they are taught by wizards who can.
Certainly, there'll be teachers and headmasters.
But also, it could be a school of Dragonborn. We might have murdered their.
Dragonkin.
But they don't know that. They don't know we've come from there.
No, so we have to be very careful with what we give them, is what I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely.
Info-wise.
Yes, info-wise.
Well, we just want to go to the games. Do you want to go to the games?
Yeah.
You want to be a guy? You
Rude,
want
we
to
could
take part in
save
the games?
ourselves
I have a
the
dragon
travel
head.
and go straight to the
Yes.
Colosseum.
Yeah, that's the point.
Okay.
Seriously, that's
To
the
the
easiest thing
school.
to do.
No.
Wait, are we not still investigating
No,
the
we'll
dorky
investigate-
shop owner?
He's seeing a.
So
We'll
tackle
investigate the tackle
No.
shop. Nicky, Nacky, tackle, whatever.
Nicky Knuckle Tackle. Yeah.
Little Knuckle Tackle.
Okay, so you return back to the tackle shop. You kind of like just you were a bit of a daze when you came here. Like teleportation, especially if people haven't done it before, is quite disorientating. So you were just kind of like stumbling up from the basement and then like blinking as you went out into the bright sunshine of Sutton Shore and the humidity. So you didn't really clock anything that was going on when you come back. You come back and it is a tackle shop. It sells like rods and line and bait and all the kind of accoutrement that you need for when you're going fishing. But it's also a bar. It's a bit weird. So there's small tables around. There's also where the counter is. There's also a couple of ale casks that they pull to give people their drinks as well. And you go in there and it's dead in there. Like there's no one here except in the corner, like on one of the stools, like propped up into the corner, like in the corner of the room, with a sort of a big hat over their face, like just. Feet up on the bench. Back in the corner.
Son, you haven't moved. Are you alive?
Nope.
You look like that guy over there.
He's just sitting there. Is that the guy over there? Does he look like he owns the place?
so.
Is wearing he's wearing like looks to be like a custom shirt that's got a whole bunch of just fish embroidered on it.
Oh, that's
It's a bit leery.
Just
He's wearing shorts.
Just a person.
Shorts, high socks. Looks to be maybe human. Not sure. Could be Short
Hello?
human, tall halfling. No response.
Okay, well, let's just ask. Let's go
Hello?
kick him.
No response. Kick him. You kick his feet off of the stool,
Yeah.
and his body just kind of slides onto the table.
Oh, I think he might be dead.
I check for a pulse.
Yeah, he's cold.
Yeah, I wonder how long it's been like that.
Would
I'm
you like to
gonna
do
go
a medicine
check
check?
on the back.
Yeah, can we do a medicine check? Do you want me to give you an advantage? Oh, I've got +1. Or is yours higher?
Anyone can do it.
I'd rather go look in the back.
Okay, I'm going to do a medicine check.
Here, guys.
I'm going to do a medicine check on him. I'll see.
14.
Yeah, you
Add
can
a
both do it.
D4.
Do you want to give me an advantage instead? Oh,
No, you can give me an advantage if you want.
I've just rolled.
Okay, well then don't then. I got 25.
Lioness. Oh,
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say I gave you guidance, but you got 25.
It's fine. Like you can roll a d4 as well.
I can roll a d4 as well. Just
No, only Tabitha. You
I
gave
gave
guidance to the other.
Lioness
Oh.
guidance.
So roll
Okay,
d4, Tabitha.
Woo!
14 plus
2.
d4. So 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're testing the pulse as well, you see that he's been dead, has been dead for quite a while. Like you maybe 2 days ish, judging by like the pallor of the skin, how waxen it is. With a 25, Silas, and on top of that, you see that he seems to have been like there's no puncture marks, no slashing marks, there's no like bruising around anywhere. Maybe he's like being strangled. Looks there's some telltale like damage around the ears, though, which indicates to you it might have been some kind of spell-like effect that killed him.
Yeah. Okay.
Son, you don't know that.
Looks like he was. Looks like he
That
was
just me.
done in with. It looks like he was done in with some kind of magic. I don't know what type. Yeah, this.
You'd say like
Definitely.
maybe like because the damage around the ears it could be like some kind of sonic or like psychic damage.
Yeah, it might have
Or
been something
perhaps
similar
like
to.
what
Yeah.
that Black
Something
Dragon
we-
did.
What's it, Sonic?
Like audible, like kind of thing, rather than like
Yeah.
a very odd
Fast.
hedgehog that's like spun through his ears.
Yeah, I mean, I think we faced something like it, or you faced something like it in the castle, so it might be something like that. No. But it wasn't anything he was defending himself against.
I mean, it looks like a business owner probably doesn't really have a lot of.
Okay, so I'd imagine that he probably didn't know anything about the circle and his transportation.
Cool. I'm still going to check all his personal effects. And I go into
Yeah.
the back.
Yeah, you go to the back. I mean, there's a counter and there's a door.
Party.
Sure.
Investigating.
So
So
there's
I'm gonna,
two-
if it's got, if they've got a closed sign on the door, I might go and just.
It does, yeah. You can
Yeah,
close
I'll
the
go-
door and put the sign. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll do that.
done. Locked. You can find actually a set of keys on him as well when you're medicining him, so you can lock the door if you so wish.
I will
Yeah.
do that too.
So yeah, you're all locked inside Nicky Neckles tackle. And then
So was that Nicky Neckle?
that
Careful,
does.
don't
Oh,
look too
you check
closely
it
at
and
his
no,
tackle.
it is not Nicky Neckle. It seems to be Nicky Neckles' husband.
Ah.
No.
So Nicky Neckle is missing currently.
Currently, no one else is in the building, although you will find that out like momentarily when they go and searching the back.
Okay.
There's a little bit of storeroom behind there, where they've just got like boxes of bait and other like the rolled up pieces of net and stuff that they've been stocking as well. It's a very small storeroom, and it also has a staircase in here which leads to the upper floor, which is their house, which they live above the shop. And so it's relatively simple, but still pretty nice laid out. There's like there's an oil painting of the chap from downstairs holding like a big fish with a big smile on his face. He's got like a fishing hat on there, and there's a whole bunch of like quite tacky seashell like type objects and things like that. Looks to be like a domicile for 2 people. No one's been up here for a little while. It's a bit dusty. Is there anything specific you would like to look for whilst you're up here?
Just like if there's like signs of a struggle,
Okay.
signs
roll
of worship, signs of something secret.
Foolery.
why don't you roll for me, or both of you, or you can
Foolery.
give one or the other advantage?
Guidance.
for your investigation check.
Okay.
Guidance.
That is 17 plus 2 plus. Do I get guidance as well?
No.
No.
She can only
Can
give
only
to
cast
one
it
person
once
at a
per
time.
1 minute. One
Yeah.
minute.
In that case, then mine is a 19.
Nice.
13 plus 3 plus 3. 19.
19 also. Double
Mhm.
19s.
Samesies, bro.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just going to double check a couple of things for you for that 19. So bear with me a second. Oh my
Oh
god, that's a
no,
lot.
what happened to the husband?
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't definitely looks like he's been killed by some kind of magical means. Kick damage.
Oh, that was that Dragonborn for sure. Wow.
So they're just scuffling around upstairs.
I think
aren't they?
my internet's gone a bit skew.
A bit squiffy.
You're fine
Ooh.
here.
It's normally me. It's gone blurry for me.
Yes.
My internet sort of hiccuped a little bit there,
Aw,
but
That's
it's
okay.
It happens.
You're still here.
it's fine for me though. I think for me it stays
Yeah.
full.
That's good.
cool. Good.
Glad
Add 2 here. Okay, right. I found the stuff that I need. I think. This individual is called Nedrick Ned Knackle. On closer inspection, he is wearing like sort of platform boots to make himself look a little bit taller. He is, in fact, a gnome.
Good name for a gnome.
Indeed.
That explains a lot.
It looks like up here, nothing has been with a 19. Nothing's been changed. It looks like. Sorry, that's not correct. There's no sign of a struggle. There's no sign of worship, but the place has been turned over a little bit. Like someone's been in here, like looking for something, like maybe just like ransacking the place, because the front door was open. This guy's been dead for a couple of days. You think like someone's been in here and just like gone through their stuff?
The fact that no one's actually been in the store while it's been open for a few days and noticed.
Well, have you seen the
Thinking like
name
maybe
of
the
the place?
combination. You think like maybe the interesting combination of a bar / tackle shop. It doesn't kind of draw the clientele in very much.
Also, I'm not going to lie. If fishermen are going to have a drink, they're not going to drink where they buy their fish bait.
Yeah, this probably goes somewhere to explain like why this place why he hasn't been found until now.
I mean, it's a very quaint idea. I do appreciate, but perhaps in a quaint town rather than a bustling city.
Have you found anything yet?
Oh, sorry. This place has been searched.
What, before you did?
Yes. Is there?
Anyone else there? Any more bodies?
Is there any like diaries? Any communications? Letters? Keep concentrating.
I was also messaging someone else in here. Some things, but carry on. So messages and things. There is. He seems to have like some correspondence going on between himself and another fisherman from a place called Dredgebrook. Yeah.
Yep.
So they seem to have like an ongoing, like jovial competition about who can catch the largest sea trout. So far, Ned is winning by about 3 inches.
Makes
I think there would be like a better way of just saying that, but there isn't.
Pounds. You could, like,
That's big for
Could have done it by
some
weight.
people. What are you
Yeah.
on about?
Could have done it by weight. Didn't
But you
think
went
about
straight for the inches, yeah.
that. Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, you know, when you hold it up and like the guy looks really small because it's like a
Like, just to be
massive.
clear, 3 inches
3 inches.
is
What are you on
about
about?
that
That's
big,
like
yeah?
8. Yeah.
Sure.
That is
For a
3
gnome.
inches.
For a gnome.
For a gnome, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, that's fucking huge.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a gnome.
Yeah, he is a gnome. Yeah, and presumably like Nikki is also. Like, you get the feeling like going through all this stuff. Like there's clothes for gnomish people. Here.
If I'm confident there's nothing else up here, I'll go downstairs and join the others.
Yeah, it all seems to be like quite an above board, if not particularly popular, business.
Well, guys,
Yes.
it doesn't look like we're going to be getting any sort of teleportation from this place onwards to the school.
Do you think they knew that there was a circle down there?
I don't know. Do you want to
Difficult
just
to know.
check that room downstairs one last time with like a light source? So we can give it a proper look over? Because we kind of ignored it last time.
Well, we can go down. It's no harm.
The circle's already been used.
Well, there's no circle on this side, though, is
on
it?
this. Oh, that's right. So
Yeah,
let's have a
there's
look what
nothing.
else is down there.
It just seems really unlikely that a circle would come out somewhere they weren't aware of, unless they killed everyone in the shop. Then
Did
Make
they
sure.
find what they were looking for? Should we like look under floorboards and stuff?
I
have we
mean,
got time for that
the
before
place
someone?
was turned over, but we
It might
didn't
have
know
been-
what was here originally, so we don't know what was
Well,
missing.
we've looked upstairs and we found nothing.
Can I look downstairs?
Let's
Yeah,
check
there's
the
that basement.
basement. I go with the lioness.
What am I doing? What
Guidance.
Investigation guidance.
Okay.
So D20
Helping.
plus D4.
18 plus my D4. 4!
That's 22.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're going downstairs, having a look around. Yeah, you can kind of see still the remnants of the teleportation circle that was here. But now you take a much closer look, especially with you've got dark vision. You no longer sort of like have teleportation sickness. You see some footprints in the dust of the basement that's been like disturbed maybe in the last couple of days or so. You estimate maybe about half a dozen people coming from like the center of the basement, and then you see like the dust prints up the stairs. They need to be like a relatively consistent boot shape and size, so humanoid. Aside from that, you're not really sure on the species.
Coming or going?
Look at this.
Going, none coming back.
And not including us.
Yeah, with a 22, they were like she was able to differentiate between your footprints and these additional like 6.
So they've come into the city.
Well, the letter did say that they've got some kind of group here.
What
I mean, we
if
could
they're
investigate,
the ones
but-
from the Wizarding School? Magic? School? Seems a bit...
We can go and sniff around at the same
Stereotyping, saying
time.
wizards of evil.
I mean, we haven't met a good wizard yet. It has to be said.
I mean, we haven't met a wizard. Oh wait, no, we did.
No, we have. We have. Yeah.
You're literally holding onto his staff right now.
How many people
Oh
are we
yes,
meant
this
to
lovely
do?
staff.
Yeah,
I don't know
Yeah,
what you're on about, wink wink.
definitely killed him.
Mm.
I remember somebody throwing a load of hot water all over him.
Yeah.
Or was it acid? I can't remember.
All kind of blurs into one, right?
Yeah,
It was whatever the fuck was on his table.
yeah. Well, whatever that was.
Yeah.
He didn't like it very much.
Hot tea.
Hot tea. Oh, don't waste the tea.
Mm.
Okay, so I think we might have to actually look for that group here. 'Cause that's a
The
Look,
next
problem.
stop
we-
has to be the school.
We've only got
Yes.
2 weeks, so let's see if we can get. If we can't get teleportation, we are going to have to chart a passage on the ship.
So let's go to the school and see if we
All
can
right,
teleport.
Let's see if we can do that.
Let's go to the school.
Okay.
We're off to see the wizards.
The wonderful
so-
wizard of Eavesbrook.
It's the UMA, so it's the yeah, it's the University of Magical Arts. So it is a big university and it's got an integrated campus to it. But it is an incredibly grand building, like made out of a sort of a mixture of that pale grey stone that you see as part of the cliffside, but topped off with red brick, which is presumably like there must be a clay deposit nearby that they've cast out there. So it gives it this quite grandiose look, and there's a big red beacon at the top of each of the school houses and also all the dormitories as well. Kind of really offsets it. It's set on the grounds that is quite lush and green, and they have it's quite tropical looking trees and plants dotted all over the campus as well. This whole place is massive, like it was almost a village size inside this city. How big it is, its own sort of like contained, contiguous buildings, all set about in a big sort of seven-pointed star shape, all pointing to like a central building in the middle.
So we just stop someone and ask them who we speak to about.
Yeah, there's people like bustling in and out and all over the place. Like there's just people all dressed up in all different like accoutrement of wizardry. So hats and people carrying staves and wands around, and even some people are even flying in and out of the school as well. There's people like people like just not even broomsticks, just like, stock straight like they were standing, but just flying straight face first into places.
Stuck just
well, not face first. Yeah, so looks really weird. So they like casting levitate on people. There's people like on the ground, like throwing low-level cantrips at one another, fucking around, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's some of the chancellors come over and tell them to stop doing it. But yeah, you just grab one of the students who's got like a leather bag, looks like hurrying between class. Hello, what do you want? I'm late for class.
Where's the headmaster's office?
He's in the building over there. In points to the big, large one in the middle. I've got to go.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Bye.
Let's head over to the big, large one in the middle then, I guess.
Dokie.
Let's see Tabby's focused.
I know, I'm trying to get a cute picture and it's not happening. Look how cute he is.
And it's more
So
talking,
cute.
so
Does look
unless you...
I love him.
Okay, let's get over to the building.
So, guys, let's head over to the
Yes.
headmaster's office. It makes more sense we go to the big boss.
I feel naughty. What have I done?
You go to the big grandiose building that's like everywhere else is laid out so that it's more like horizontally built. This one's like a tower in the middle, almost like a wizard's tower, if you will. But it's got a huge clock, like multifaceted clock, crystal clock on the top as well that reflects the light, and just multiple like windows going all the way up. It is very ornate and very well put together.
Before we go in, can I just turn to the lioness and go, let's keep a calm head. These guys have
I just growl at
magic.
him.
We just need
Sorry,
to
did you say
stay
you stabbed him?
calm.
No, I growl at him. I go.
It's like,
What do you want to go in on your own or with piety maybe? We'll just stay out
Maybe-
here.
What? No, let's just go.
All right, let's just go.
But just
Whatever.
keep calm. That's all I'm saying. Unless
Can I
they
have
start
wild
I
something.
don't usually.
Why would they start
I'm gonna
something?
wild shape. I'm gonna wild shape into a black cat.
okay, you're now a black cat.
See, that
I'm
wouldn't
just
be weird around here.
Ah, here we go. There it is.
I'm just gonna casually start strolling towards the entrance, like, yeah, bitch, I own this place.
Cool. Sorry, I've got a large list of like all of the university and where they
NPCs?
are. I just couldn't find it, but yeah, I've got it. Right, list of
Hey.
University of Magical Arts faculty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are after, and there's a big, white stone bust of the dean above the main doorway, and it, underneath, inscribed in there, like chiseled into the stone, is Dean Bartus Hoffmeyer. Looks to be like a sort of middle-aged halfling, male halfling. You go to enter the door, and it's locked. Like you can't, but you can't even turn the handle. Like you're going to grab it, and it's just solid, like it was made of in an immovable material.
Can we knock on the door? Just to see if anyone's in?
Yeah, you, and no one answers.
Hello?
Is there
Yeah,
anybody
nothing.
nearby? Any of our open rooms?
It's
Any
like the whole
sounds?
place is teeming with students and faculty and
So
stuff.
just grab someone else's bus by. So how do we get to see the dean?
Oh, yeah, you need an appointment to see him.
And how do we get an
Speak to you
appointment?
for appointment, yeah.
You probably need to spend talk to you need to talk to Henris. Professor Henris Drottmeyer. Find them in the illusion lab off to the side. You hand it
Okay.
to them.
Off to the
Let's-
illusion lab.
Health illusion lab, yes.
Okay, so you walk into there's one of the other 7 buildings that's here, and inside there it is just classroom after classroom and big hallways all the way down of like students filing in and out of all of the different classes they may or not have. Yeah, currently he's teaching. Like you get to one of the lecture halls right at the back, and currently you hear a lecture going on about illusory magic. Presumably, it's by this Professor Henris Drottmeyer that's in there. Male, human, Professor of illusion. Looks very stoic and put together. Like well trimmed, slightly graying beard, cropped hair. Wearing browns as well. A lot of brown.
Yeah. Has he
Like
got
the class-
patches on his elbows?
Wow.
A lot of purple. Apologies, lots of purple.
Oh, matches my scarf.
Yes. But yeah, there's currently like a
Spend an action
class going on.
bewildering it. Go on, do it. For real, just go.
Can I, as a cat, just like walk into this lecture hall, no shit's given, go straight immediately up to him and start rubbing against his legs just to be annoying and try and trip him up?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Kind of like what he's talking and doesn't take the eyes of the class, but just tries to like shuffle you away with his foot, like under the desk. Like just pushes you away with his foot.
I just keep going and rubbing myself on his legs.
He's like, has somebody lost their cat in the class? You understand you have to keep your familiars under your own supervision. It's very unprofessional. Whose cat is this? It just bends down, picks you up on his foot.
Sorry to interrupt. Is it possible we can talk to you after class? Is the class nearly over? It's quite important.
Who are you? How did you get in here?
We just walked in.
We were
I am the lioness.
Oh God.
Okay. Well,
Do they recognize me?
You may have heard
At this
of
point,
You
I'm
may have
turning
heard of
away,
me.
giving up. Yeah.
yeah, you got a natural 20.
It's the only time you roll that high.
Got 19 plus 1 for the other guy, 20 plus a lot more for this guy.
I've heard so many great things about the school, and I would really love to speak to you after your class at any
Sure.
spare moment that you have.
Yeah, well, it's over in 45 minutes. Please come back
Okay,
after
we
to
will-
my office down the hall, and I'll be happy to see you.
Okay.
This yours? Holds his
Yes,
cat up
yes,
at you.
I take the cat.
I just perched perfectly on Lioness's shoulder, just like.
I'm so sorry. We will speak soon.
We're going to
Have
go
a good
wait
class.
outside the
And then I
office.
do this to all the students.
See if
Yeah.
the students recognise you.
Yeah.
A little more sort of blank-faced from the students. So like, just
Obviously,
And then we need to go back to
the
class.
tutor's a little bit more worldly.
Finger guns.
Or he's got
Yeah.
something going on for gladiatorial
I just do
Who
a
knows?
flex.
women. Who knows?
you think it'd like maybe a class.
You got a natural- A natural
mages.
20, he's probably got a poster of her on the wall somewhere.
Or some
Calendar.
trading
He bought
cards.
calendar.
Some trading cards, yeah.
Yeah, you think of like maybe a school of mages, perhaps like physical prowess is not super impressive to them. They're a lot more.
Not what
so
he got
there's
the
not
calendar for.
as much. Yeah, but the students don't seem to be on board. You
I'm not
sort of
calling
like
up.
twiddle your thumbs, 45 minutes. You're just like looking at the message board. It's got a whole bunch of like.
Can we not find a canteen
Roommate
and go
wanted.
looking for food?
Yeah, it's not in this building. You'd have to try. You'd have to find the.
You could just ask a kid, right? And be like,
Yeah, they'll
"Hey."
guide you off to like the hall that's got the canteen and the sports hall and like, the rec room and all that kind of stuff over there. It's actually just off of the massive green playing field to the back of the campus. It's got like this this sort of like goal set up on the field, and there's a sort of squat building.
They should keep fit. The wizards.
They seem to have some kind of like pitch for some kind of game here.
I grab a
Aqueduct, it's
student.
called.
Do you know where the lavatory is?
Yeah, they'll point you off to like the building up there. There's one like squat raven creature that's got like a turquoise robe on, and just goes.
Piety, will you just hold my battle axe whilst I go to the loo? Come here. Oh, shit! I forgot she's
Still a cat.
Are we alone? We're in a cubicle. Are we alone?
Sure, you take them to the facilities. It's not like what you'd
The
have.
cat and the battle axe.
I
just need
just
to.
think about the battle axe.
Yeah.
I forgot she
It's
was
like
a
a
cat.
twin-
Video
it's a
of
bench
the
with a hole
new
in it.
game coming out with the squirrel with a gun. This is the sequel, Cat with a Battle Axe.
I'm just like, I
It's
need
called
watch the
Cattle
door. So I pull her into the toilet.
Yeah.
I get the bottle out and I pour it on the floor for her to drink.
So what happens is there's like a bottle that she upends, and just like chunks of like red viscous material just kind of slops out onto the floor.
Here, kitty, drink up.
Off the toilet floor.
You need to. You need to. Eat this. Eat this.
Not the toilet floor.
You need food. No?
It's just completely lost on the line. It's just used to a lot worse.
Okay, I don't spill out all the bottle. I just put it back. Okay, you're not hungry. I'll feed you later. And I put it back in my mug. Right, we'll go
worry
back out.
for you, Nick, on the nights where Tabby cooks. There's
I'm
still
I'm a
like the
fabulous
5-minute
cook.
rule if stuff
I-
drops on the floor.
No, I
don't
do
eat her
cooking
cooking.
streets. I'm fine.
Anyway.
Yeah, they come back
She licks
out.
mushrooms, yeah.
They come back
I
out.
would not go in there, guys.
Time of month.
Oh,
Sorry.
She went there.
like
But let's be honest, Piety would.
she was like the door closes and they're just like on the floor.
When the door's closing, do I spot the blood on the floor?
Yeah,
Just
you
go,
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, checks out.
Okay. Story checks out. No more questions needed.
Okay, shall we just
Carry on.
Let's see if the lesson's finished.
So you're going for some food now, right?
Yeah, I don't feel hungry at the moment. Let's just go back to the office.
Yeah, I was in there at some time.
At least I suppose it get rid of my hunger.
And you suddenly have a loss of appetite, and you
Yeah.
turn 45 minutes later to the office of one
Oh, funny.
Henry Strotmeyer.
Before this interview starts, can I do mind link with Piety, just in case Piety wants to ask any questions as well while a cat?
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
I'm so sorry to interrupt your class. I'm in a desperate need of your excellency. If you can help me out by any chance.
I mean, I can try and do. I'll do what I can. What
Is
is
he
it
sat
you're
down?
after?
In a few weeks' time, there is a massive gladiatorial event, and I need to get there as fast as possible. Is there any way that you could teleport my friends and I to get there?
Or somebody here.
Or
Doesn't have
somebody
to be
here
you.
that can help us get there in a faster route than, say, a boat?
Well, first of all, this is a place of education. It's not really somewhere you can come just to get a hitch a ride to other places.
We do have a couple of
I
books.
pull out the grey-headed dragon.
Okay.
Look
By
at
the
this
way-
magnificent thief.
Apparently, it's supposed to be impressive to a wizard.
Sure. I mean,
Have you ever seen a grey dragon before? This needs to be shown.
it's in a museum.
Do you want a tooth? I can
Alright, British.
I
Sold
can
the
get you Oh, okay. Is there anything on the head that I could take, like chop an ear off or something?
Didn't sell all the teeth.
So
sold
you didn't
the
sell all the teeth. Oh, I thought you sold them all. Yeah, you could.
Oh,
No, I kept
Wait,
3 of them. But they're in the bag of holding wild shapes on me, so wow.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
yeah. I can give you some dragons. Wow. I didn't know where else to go. I thought, this school and the wondrous name that it has. I didn't know.
We can
where
make a
else to
donation
turn.
of a couple of tomes that we found along the way.
Oh, we
We
did find a
have-
tome.
Rather a lot. I mean, it's a wizard school. Literally, students create their tomes on a daily basis. This place is like a
Might be they were
factory of
ancient.
magical tomes.
Is there anything we
We'll take a look at it.
do
Yeah. Is there
That
anything
would
that we can help your students?
you to help us?
Roll 2 things. Roll, first of all, a persuasion check.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'll give
Let me
him.
ask that.
Yeah, I'll give him guidance. Guidance.
I really
About
hope he
advantage.
sat down behind an office desk or something, and I, as a cat, am just going to
Yeah.
go sit on his lap and start making some dough.
He's like,
Right. Well, I've got advantage, haven't I?
Okay. Yeah, you do.
Good, because I got a 2. Right.
Yeah.
Toby's a cat person.
Don't fuck it up.
But
Does he
that's
have
better.
that?
That is
Yay.
a 16 plus 6. That's 22.
Let's see. That's good. And then roll an insight check for me, please. All of you, anybody that wants to, could roll an insight check.
I would be most definitely rolling an insight check as I
That
need
is
his lap.
18 plus 3. That's 21.
Oh god, I got 11.
I got a natural 1.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
got
that's not too bad.
16 plus
Still better than average.
6. So
22.
22.
So
Nice.
21 and 22.
Yeah, so the 21 and 22 club. With 11, like, he looks to you, the lioness, like, a little bit of an eyebrow, like, okay. But there's 2 of you as well, like, his hand wafts over towards the door, and the door closes by itself, and locks the door as well. He goes, looks around the room briefly. We can't talk here, but there is something I could do for people. Well, it's something that you could do for me, and it's best if you're not associated with the school.
Name the time and place.
And you'd be able to transport us if we did this thing?
I personally cannot,
Well-
but I have a colleague that is very versed in the methods of all things teleportation
Ah,
that could potentially get you to where you need to go. Depending on where that is, we won't discuss that right now.
so where can we discuss this?
If we go to the cliffside, there is a small tavern built into the side of the cliffside, and it's called the Honourable Grotto.
At this point, can I mind link with Piety and just go, Piety, is there anything you want to ask?
Has he got any milk? No.
I actually wanted to hear that, and I'm just going to kind of go,
Ask what sort of favour it is.
so what type of favour is it you are wanting from us? Just so we can be better equipped to help you.
I cannot say too much, for I do not know who may be listening. So best that we divulge this in person,
fine.
in private.
So
at
where
8
do you
o'clock.
want 8 o'clock tonight? Okay.
Yes,
And what's
at
time?
the Honourable Grotto Tavern. At the cliffside, I'll have a booth.
Do they have
Back.
lodgings there?
Okay.
You could get lodgings there if you can afford it.
It's probably a good idea then. On to the Honourable Grotto.
Thank you for your
Indeed.
time.
So I'll meet you there in a few hours.
Quick question, though, before we
Oh,
go.
of course.
Do you have a poster of the lioness upon your wall, by any chance?
A poster? No, I do not have a poster of this individual upon
Here
my
you
wall.
are!
Portrait.
Would you like?
Like
Would you like a portrait?
prostitute. He waves his hand, and like a perfect facsimile of the lioness appears next to the lioness. I have no need for it.
Oh, okay. Can you open the door for us and
Would
we'll
you
go
like
off
signature?
to our meeting point?
Just waves his hand, casts prestidigitation, and opens the door.
As I'm walking out, I'm just muttering to myself, I wish I never asked. I wish I never asked.
We wish you'd never asked.
If he stands up to leave the office, can I try and trip him up as a cat?
He's going to remain at his desk for the time being. Like,
In that case, I'm still kneading, but then my claws just get like a little too. You know, when like.
Damn it! Picks you up by the scruff of your neck and just puts you on the floor.
Hey, come on, come here. You can chat to me.
Okay, well, let's go and get a room.
Okay. You go off to the Honourable Grotto. It is a place that's built into the lower side of the cliffs. As you get into the very much more wealthy district, and as you get here as well, like the whole place kind of spreads out. There's a lot more room here. The pavements themselves have been inlaid with that same light grey stone instead of like the boards of the dockland or just like the dirt tracks, the beach side that then goes into like more sort of cobblestones. Very, very nice, almost like Mediterranean kind of feel here as well, like low, light buildings. And then it gets into the cliff face itself, and there are people's houses that are built literally into the side of the cliff face itself. One of which on this lower level is a tavern that's got in very nice hand-lettered script, the Honourable Grotto, set into the wall. It's a mixture of that stone, but also wood paneling on the outside. Looks to be about sort of 20 to 30 feet wide, and set and sort of goes backwards into there, sort of lit inside with a nice sort of white light from candelabras inside. You step in. It's somewhat busy here at the moment, but it's like 4 p.m., 5 p.m., so not quite hitting its happy hour, as it were.
It's a happy hour.
The ceiling's very tight. 8 o'clock.
8.
So you've got sort of like 3 hours to burn.
But do people need a short rest?
Take a short rest here. Don't know if anyone's used necessarily any of the stuff. But...
Don't know what people's like.
I did.
recovery's
I've
like
used
from-
my extra attack.
Okay, yeah, everyone can hit the short rest button then.
Yeah, well, why not?
This is probably
It's,
the point where you actually attune to your weapons and stuff that you acquired, but you've already done that, so don't worry about it.
Oh, did I do that with the shield? Oh, yes, I did.
You pick a little booth towards the back where you said he was going to meet you. There is a few clientele in here, again, very well spaced out. There's some chairs at the bar. It's long, it's deep, goes deeper into the cavern than it is, or into the cliffside than it is wide as well. And behind the bar, the ceiling's about 12, 14 feet tall. The candelabras are sitting quite close to the ceiling. And the reason for that is that from the back, with sort of a huge dish towel over their forearm, is a 12-foot tall sea troll that kind of lumbers out from the back and goes and stands behind the counter bar and starts creating some. It's got like an elaborate like copper distill mechanism going there that they're using the sort of levers and vials and stuff that he's creating something.
Can I still be? It's not been more than 2 hours since I wild shaped.
No.
Cool.
From the UMA to here probably took you about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Cool. So I'm still a little black catty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go behind the bar and just like start rubbing myself against the diamond flag and be like, meow, meow.
Hello. Who's this?
I'm gonna do that thing as well as a cat where they rear back and put their hands up and like start stretching their paws out and
Yeah.
like
Just
be
like,
like pick me up, pick me up,
one
pick me up.
huge like turquoise green hand just scoops you off of the floor, like puts you really in close to their like super distended, like long nose and jutted out chin. It's got like almost like seaweed for hair,
Aww.
and very kind of like interesting breath when you get to that close as well.
It's okay, I don't have to breathe.
Yeah, true. Where did you come from?
I like buff my face. I boot my face on his face.
Oh,
At which point do we notice this going on?
yeah, I mean, this guy's huge.
Hi, she's with your friend.
Yeah, she's with us.
And just pops you down onto his shoulder and carries on like tweaking the things.
I like tuck my front feet in.
Yeah, do anyone want a drink while we're waiting?
At this
Of
point, again, I'll
course!
remind Piety that if you want to ask anything, please, because that mind link will be gone though. Is it only lasting an hour?
If it's an hour, it'll be up.
It's only been 20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20, 30 minutes since
Oh,
we've done
cool. So we'll still have that mind link.
it. Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go and start resting the boot till literally just
Some beer!
take a nap. Let's
Okay.
order a few drinks.
What can I get you?
What do you have?
We've got gin from Isles of Nova. That's some nice Isles of Nova gin. We've got red halfling stout. That's kind of more of your speed. If I get ale, it's pretty hardcore, that kind of stuff. Some dwarvish brandy. We've got in the
Give
back.
me your strongest stuff.
Best we'll get the brandy then.
Make
We
that
like
two.
brandy.
2 brandy. And for you, sir?
I'm good.
Sarsaparilla.
Very well, no problem at all. 2 dwarven brandies coming up.
And
And a bowl of milk.
and a saucer of milk. Just
Okay.
That's for him.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, no problem. And goes back and collects it. And that would be for the dwarven brandy. It would be 8 silver pieces each. So
Cough up, son. You've got some gold.
1 gold, 6 silver pieces.
I'm not getting a drink. Why should I pay?
Why is he paying?
Are you paying?
Well, we'll pay for our own drinks. I think we can manage that. So is it 8 silver
okay.
each?
8 silver each.
Okay.
Okay.
We shall remove.
I will remove 8 silver.
It's quite pricey. Like that's
Yeah, that
a
does
drink.
sound quite pricey.
Quite pricey. But then you think you're on the shore. There's probably not a lot of mountains around here. Probably like a premium import
3,
product.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Better be good.
It's similar to the dwarven brandy you've
Exactly
got
right.
on you.
Okay.
So you're familiar.
So, cheers!
Yep. And just like press it into Sal's face, I guess.
Yeah. Don't leave me hanging, Sal.
It's like Sal's counting his money out.
Yeah, okay, yeah, this doesn't happen very often. So
1.
1 copper, 2
Yeah.
copper.
It takes
coppers in a
We
silver.
like
takes
to
out-
drink
it takes
the
out-
Linus, 'cause
oh, wow.
Linus is our mate. And when we drink with Linus, she drowns a drink in 8. Can I literally... I'm going to down
I love how she
You
actually
shot
just
it.
sings a song about herself.
okay, we both completely nick the.
Oh, we're both looking at it. Cool, cool, cool.
I think we've been here before.
Drinking buddies.
Cool. You sit down and you sort of while away the tropical afternoon, turning into evening. Turning
May
into 8
I?
o'clock.
Eavesdrop on conversations around the bar as I'm sat on the barman's shoulder.
Yeah. Roll a perception check.
Okay. 11 plus 6. 17.
There is a couple off to one side that seems to be talking about the influx of pirate families that have been coming in from the free seas of the east. I just don't know why they have to keep coming further into inland. Surely the dockland's absolutely fine for all of the pirates that they need. They've got their stuff that's over there that they like. I don't know why they should be coming over here to the cliffside, like making things noisy and getting their smell everywhere.
All right, Karen.
I just I said a whisper. I just mind to
Wink, yeah.
Son
Well,
being like, apparently there's pirate problem.
Interesting. Do you think this could be something that maybe this professor wants to talk to us about?
Lots of pirate families coming in, so it sounds like they're coming for a reason.
Could they be linked
I'll
to
eavesdrop
our-
some more.
Yeah.
Roll another perception check.
Eavesdropping. Oh, that's much better. 24.
Oh, really? Okay, it was
18 plus
24.
6.
Completely
There
ignored.
looks to be like 2 guards people that have come here. They look to be like a little bit finer equipped than the ones you encountered on the beachway. So potentially, like each section of Sutton Shore has its own like militia that operates in that one specific area. They have like different symbols on them as well. The Cliffside militia have, or the guards persons, they have a crest, which
Picturing
is
Attack on
which is like a
Titan, I'm
landscape.
not gonna lie.
Yeah, there we go. Something similar to that. And they're talking to one another, and as you innocuously are sort of like keeping your cat ears out, one of them's like,
This is where you need to put your other headset on.
yeah.
I know.
No, yeah. I don't know where she came from, and she's very imposing. It's not very often you get an Imperatrix around these areas.
Imperian.
Imperatrix.
Do we know what
Apparently,
that?
she's been traveling from settlement to settlement.
Please spell it for me, please.
That is
Oh,
Imperr
gotcha.
Well, we're not.
Atrix.
Imperrati.
Imperatrix.
Imperatrix. Got it. Thank you.
That seems to be like a title rather than a name.
Title.
And what you glean from the conversation is apparently they are radical lawmakers that travel from settlement to settlement, enforcing like extreme justice. Roll a history check actually for me.
Posing. Extreme. Justice.
Justice.
This is where I wish I knew shorthand, but hey up.
Oh yeah. Would be useful skill to have for a thought.
History. +1. Amazing. I rolled a 17 though, +1.
19. You know
18.
the
18.
you're not. That does ring a bell. You think it might be a vestige of old law from about 1500 years ago, where the religious sects were imposing like justice across the lands before any of the larger settlements kind of recovered from the cataclysm. And so these religious sects would go around and like be like roaming guards people or like marshals or judge and jury and stuff like that, going from place to place. And because they were part of like the different churches as well, they were seen as like people who were like moral and so forth. But over the years, like worship doesn't happen as much as it used to anymore. Like people have kind of lost faith a little bit in some of the gods because of the cataclysm of the years. And so they kind of fell out of favor. And when more and more larger settlements kind of established themselves, like they started making their own laws and kind of didn't really need them anymore. But some of them do still exist. Imperatrix is one of them. It's like for some reason, you're not quite sure history-wise, but it is a matriarchal like hierarchy that they've got. So it's only women that are part of like these roaming lawmakers. And yeah, they are hard line. Like they take no bullshit and deal out extreme justice. Like the punishments are extreme as well. Having one in your city, first of all, you can't get rid of them. Like they are like seen as law of Risenwald, like outside of like local laws. And B, they're very powerful. They still have a lot of clout, despite like them waning in their years. But an individual with their entourage is something that you can't fuck around with. And they're here for some reason. Don't know why.
I relay this to Son, and I emphasize that it's a problem if we clash heads with them. Big problem. They're powerful and can't go against them easily. We can't piss them off.
For now, we'll let the others know later. I think maybe we need to focus because this guy's going to be appearing very soon, and that's maybe a conversation for after, especially if these are the people that he maybe wants us to deal with.
Fair enough. I'm going to eavesdrop till the guy shows up.
Okay. And with that, as you're kind of like on the shoulder of this person's, well, the species called a scrag. It's a sea troll.
Scrag.
Yeah.
Scrag.
Scrag.
Got it.
I wonder if he's going to bring his friend with him.
Who's
One
that?
that can do the teleporting.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, with that, your question has been answered as they appear through the door, alone and by themselves. But does swing the door open quite noticeably, like doesn't try and hide their entrance, and kind of sachets over towards the bar and orders a drink, a tall highball drink with like some ice cubes in there, and it's fizzing around. And it's got like
Can I engage how the scrag takes this guy's presence? Like, is he like, oh shit, important person, or just another patron, or?
It seems to already have that person's drink order ready to go on the counter.
Regular.
Just gives him a nod on the way past, but like isn't buying the bar, just has it set on the bar, and is still going off and like attending to other clientele and going to the kitchen and seeing how that stuff's going on. Because the individual nods, they come in. The professor, Henris Dropfire, and he comes in, he spots you, the three of you and the cat, and just kind of like gives the cat a side eye as he walks past.
I jump down from the sea troll and I start walking next to him and next to his leg.
Okay. He's like, swear that's the same. That's fine. He comes over to the little booth that the three of you are sharing and sits down on one of the leather seats.
As soon as he sits down, I'm on his lap.
Okay. Oh my god, is this your cat?
It is. I'm sorry.
Why does it like me so much? I mean, I know I'm very likable.
I put her on my lap and I.
But by the gods, it's got some attachment issues. Seriously, take it away.
It just likes attention. And to lick things. Maybe you're tasty.
Apparently, maybe yes. It's not the first time someone's told me this. However, I'm not here for pleasure. I'm here for business. Thank you so much.
How can we help?
Yeah, just get straight into it. What's the
Kind
business?
of leans forward and again passes his hand over the candle on the table, and this section of the area starts to dim down a little bit as well. He leans in sort of conspiratorially and goes, well, about a week ago, about 10 days ago at this point, one of the faculty was murdered in the Beachway, specifically in one of the taverns called the in the cliffside, sorry. In the tavern called the Dandy Sage.
Dandy Sage. Where did they come from?
They were, I know, right? They were they were ambushed outside the Dandy Sage and murdered almost in broad daylight. And however, not the dean nor half of the faculty seems to be concerned in the slightest, which makes me think that there's something going on. No charge has been brought. No one seems to be in the guards doing anything about it, despite like
who was it that was killed?
Professor Spine, the female.
What did he teach?
She teaches divination, or she did teach divination.
What's divination for those who don't know?
Like divining magic is like scrying and stuff, or predicting the future, or like
reading tea leaves, crystal balls,
that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Do you think the fact that
Two
she
sticks.
can look into the future, that maybe she's seen something that maybe the dean and people don't want to see, and there could have been a plot?
Do you think the dean is somehow involved?
I don't know, but he seems to be not that interested. Along with this, Professor Spine had an apprentice diviner, and that worked for her as an assistant. By the name is a male human by the name of Tethys Darkplace. Tethys Darkplace was found tied to a chair in the Professor Spine's office with several puncture wounds in him, dead.
How many days after the professor's death?
The next day.
And the dean didn't find this interesting either.
Kind of hushed it all up.
Do you know where the people that killed the professor are, or went, or what they look like?
We don't know. We have no information on
I think that's what...
You ambush
How
them
did
and
they
why?
murder her? I asked Son.
Can you tell us how they were murdered?
Professor Spine was murdered, according to the coroner's report, by just like slashing, piercing, bludgeoning weapons, like beaten, stabbed to death.
How lovely. Is there anything else that we need to know that could help us in this investigation?
I would stay away from Professor Thaddeus Flipstone. I've never really trusted him. He's the male dwarven professor of magical law research in the basement archives.
And why do you not trust him?
He's always been extremely surly, even for dwarvish standards, running a very close, tight ship in the research department. But of late, like, there's been more and more non-student, non-faculty members going into the magical law research department in and out on a fairly regular basis recently.
So we should stay away from the only person you think is suspicious.
I don't want you to get killed on this. Like, maybe just investigate the whole murder outside.
So he's the only person that you can possibly point at.
If Professor Thaddeus Flipstone wanted to kill Professor Spine, he would have done it with magical means and not hiring a bunch of thugs to beat her to death
That's
outside a
maybe
tavern.
someone we can talk to later. I think we need to go to this tavern and ask around and see what we can find out. Now, before we do this, what guarantees is there that you can actually teleport us where we need to be?
I'm a wizard.
You're a what?
It's what we do.
It's not you doing the actual teleportation, it's your friend. Has your friend agreed to do this?
Not as such, but that won't be a problem.
Like, well, I think if we can get it done within a few days, we're okay. Because even if he does Welsh out for some reason, or we can't find anything, yeah, that's a good point. If we do investigate and we can't find anything, do we still get paid?
No, transport.
Depends what you find. If you come back with nothing,
no. All right, so we can't spend too long, because if we spend too long, we will lose our chance to find alternative route passage there. So I better get on there.
I would say so, yes.
How far away is this tavern?
It's in the cliffside, so maybe a sort of 10, 15-minute jaunt up the side of the cliff.
Fair enough. In that case, then, are you staying here or are you heading away? Because we'll head away.
I'm going to go back to the university. My domicile is there.
What is the best way to contact you? Because obviously you don't want to talk about this in the school.
I'm here most evenings.
As a cat, I just look at Son and I hop off and I sit on the table and I sit all perfect and I stare at the professor and I just say in my head to Son, do you think he was followed?
Did anyone follow you? Do you know you're definitely safe to come talk to us?
I assume so. Kind of looks over your shoulder now. I don't think anyone followed me.
Can you cast some kind of spell to see if you were?
I don't.
Plus, if he's here every night at this time, who would bother following him?
No, that's a bad point because he knows this is where he is.
That's a routine.
Yeah.
Is it not safe if you stick with us to the next tavern?
I don't suspect. No, I haven't no reason why I think I'm going to be targeted.
Because if they are targeting
Wyatt.
people, what happens if you get murdered? Have you passed on a message to your friend who can teleport us?
No, I'll have to go and talk to her. She was still, she's the professor of conjuration, Professor Carla Monteblier. If anything does happen to me, you can talk to her.
Stand up. Can I just go outside and do like some kind, just look around and see if there's any footprints or like just see if
Are there any shady characters around?
Yeah, that any.
Us.
Yeah.
I'd say like roll an insight check to look for people that may be casing the joint or like hanging around looking suspicious or waiting for
Can I
someone
roll
to
as
come out.
well?
As a cat, yeah.
I can
Sure.
stare
As a
at
cat,
everything.
yeah.
Sure.
Can you go and look
I
around?
got a 3.
Oh, okay, yeah, you come out and you just like
I drank too much.
I got a 9 plus 6.
15.
15.
It doesn't look like, between the two of you, doesn't look like anyone's specifically watching the place. There's a few people around. But but the sun's starting to set.
Right,
I'll
I
look
think
at
we need to
Son.
move on to this next tavern.
I
Look at
agree.
Son and then the professor and be like, just make sure he's more careful.
So basically, make sure you're watching your back because this sounds like
Up
it's a
your
very dangerous
security.
situation.
Yes.
Be very careful. If there's any problems, we'll probably be staying here. Come straight to us.
Yeah, we've got it.
In that case, we should also get rooms.
And we'll let the barkeep know that you're allowed into our rooms.
Yeah.
Very well.
No.
If there's a problem, he can come straight up to us.
No, he knows the bartender. He can say the bartender is.
Cool.
As a
Oh, well.
cat, my hand is
I
gesturing
can't
like,
lick. I know. Yeah, I can understand. I understood that. Meow.
Charlie says.
Right.
I will leave you to your evening. He stands up, sort of straightens his cloak out and stuff in a much louder voice.
I
Waves
go brush
the
my
hand.
tail on him.
Everything goes. And I shall bid you a good night. Fab. And just turns, spins, and just sachets back out of the.
Sashay,
Other
you
stuff,
stay.
Okay, do we need to get rooms?
Yeah, we need to book some rooms.
Can I suggest we don't stay here because this seems a bit overpriced?
True.
Should we stay in the tavern where the?
Well, let's go and see. I think anywhere around here is going to be overpriced. But let's just go.
Let's go to the other bar.
We'll go to the Dandy Sage Tavern.
Yes, please.
Oh, I love that name.
Yeah, so it's about sort of 8:30 at night. You had a few drinks in the last 3 hours that you've been here, so some of you may be a little bit more
In tune with my God.
dagger worthy. Yeah, in tune with the gods. Good way of putting it.
I've not drunk anything.
Yeah, and as you get here, you can hear that there is music. Oh right, I've gone offline.
Oh no,
I back?
I've still got
No,
you,
you're
Tim.
still there.
It's
Okay.
only-
I don't know if I'm back or not.
Oh no,
Yeah.
we've not got him.
Oh, okay, cool, awesome. Yeah,
Oh. We have
can you
you.
not hear me?
Yes.
Yes, you're there.
We heard you the
cool,
entire
perfect.
time.
You didn't go anywhere.
Right. Oh, good. Yeah, sorry, all the cameras and all the audio went for me, but at least I was there for you.
Ah, no, we
Yeah,
had
you
you.
approach the Dandy Sage Tavern, and there is just blaring music coming out from it. Apparently, there is live music on tonight at the Dandy Sage, and in fact, plastered outside in posters, like hand drawn or magically painted, they're saying today's date and playing all this week. Music by Lana Del Poison Spray. And you see a picture of a bardic group in there. And you open up, and immediately you're just buffeted by just the most amount of hipsters you've ever seen in your life, all in this bar. And we'll leave it there for the next session where you can interact.
Tavern games.
No, I want to play on their drums.
Have
Because I can play the drums.
That's true.
To show how it's done.
But we'll pick up next time, next week, to find out like your investigation in the Dandy Sage Tavern during what looks to be like quite a rowdy evening.
That is
It's
what
about to
you
get
call a
rowdy.
cliffhanger. Dun, dun, dun.
There was only one extra kill tonight, and that was
Yeah, wasn't it?
Patty's.
Yeah.
So the kill count sits at DM 5, Salison 12, Piety 24, Sonic 26, and Lioness at 29.
Cool, there we go.
But we did get some serious shopping in.
We did. We've
We
got
did.
Serious
Shield.
shopping.
And
Shopping
talking about
episode.
shopping, why
Yeah.
don't you go check out our sponsor, Streamify, using one of the links if you want some streaming
Oh,
equipment.
so smooth.
That is,
Yeah,
that
that's a good
is,
transition.
host inspiration.
They are very good bits of kit as we are using them.
You can even see the microphone on Piety's camera right now. Where's it there?
Oh, is that what they are?
I don't know where I am. Oh, it's over here.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Over there. Lovely. Cool. Well, yeah. Again, thank you everyone that's tuned in live on Twitch. We just absolutely over the moon for like having you all watching for this evening. Sorry, we haven't been as interactive as usual, but it's been quite a sort of like talk-heavy episode this evening.
Yeah.
But yeah, again,
It was
thanks to
looking
everyone. We really appreciate you all joining in, and hello to everyone on the VODs and on YouTube as well. And again, thank you very much to all of our mods as well, helping us with the chat this evening. So yeah, love you all. So thank you very much. And with
Thank
that,
you all.
we'll see you next week. Same Dig channel, same Dig time.
That is
Take it
the
easy,
new
everyone.
slogan, isn't it? That's the way.
Yeah,
every
we
time.
love it. Yeah.
Okay.
Same
Take it
Digin channel, same Digin time.
And on that note, I'm turning everyone's cams off. Bye.
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 Bye.